Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, and welcome. Wow, it has been a long time since I saw you. And yes, it is freezing here in Wisconsin. I'm representing Kelly wearing my shirt, Eat the Meat, Save the Humans, my zero carb life. This is the first extra large sweatshirt I have bought for myself in years. Do you hear me? When I ordered this, I was hesitant. I thought, I've been so used to buying numbered XLs. I think the largest sweatshirt I bought myself was a 5XL. Reason being is I like to layer underneath. And I bought it from the Big and Tall men's store. And I still can't believe the Big and Tall men's store is fabulous. The 5XL that I wore was when I was, good grief, 363 pounds. I used to try to cover myself. And it really was like a tarp I was trying to cover and hide. And now I'm buying XLs thinking, what in the world? But this is fabulous. This is marvelous. And the reason I have it on is I have a tank top underneath there, but I am down in the basement like I usually am, wanting to do a quick tutorial later on, but wanted to catch everyone up on what in the world has been going on with me this week. But before I continue on, I want to say hello to everybody that's in the room, in the chat room. Right now, we have Michael, as I have here. I am on in 90 minutes. Well, I want to think that he's on in probably 30 minutes now. I think I put this on an hour before. Tuber Chat, we know, is on at 1 o'clock our time. That's in an hour. And I have Kevin. I made a post and have Kevin in the other room running. So I'm here to represent and support Kevin. And here's a new subscriber, Lizzie. Hi. Lizzie came over from Rick's channel and she's a new subscriber. So welcome. And Michael saying, Lizzie, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Michael saying hello to you too. Got snow, Jerry? No, but we have serious cold. This morning when I woke up, it was negative. It's been negative. I drove home on Thursday after work, and the forecast was negative 30 degrees. We had a meeting at our job on Thursday, meeting the new plant manager. In 15 years, we have gone through 7 plant managers. The turnover is great. So I had asked her because, and for those of you that have been following me for quite some time, you know that I recently, a month ago, maybe, my notifications are going off in the other room. Recently, my supervisor, the one that's young enough to be my grandchild, called me in the office and wrote me up because I went to start my car before the shift ended. It was turning the key, starting the car. I have a remote starter. The catalytic converter is the problem. It shows up a little idiot light on my dashboard, and that idiot light, meaning it's a catalytic converter's an issue. Now I know my friend Tanya, the kitchen witch. Is there any other kitchen witch? Chef Tanya said she had the same thing happen to hers. Catalytic converter is going to cost $1,800 $1,900. Right now, it's in the shop, and I'll talk about that later. Oh my Lanta. Pardon me a second. I'm being sensitive to those of you that have your earpieces on, like my OSHA ones that I have here. The catalytic converter, that can wait. Now, typically, what my husband does for me is he trips that bypasses that catalytic converter issue, the light that goes on. And what you do is you unplug the battery, wait for 10 minutes, and then plug the battery in. Apparently, that trips it. So, he hasn't done that for me. Hasn't done that for me at all year. Refuses to do it. Won't do it. Ain't going to happen. It is what it is. No drama. We're not talking about that. But I did go out and do it. So they wrote me up. I'm not the only one that does it, but when you've been there for 15 years and you're almost on the way out, they try to push you. You old people. I'm almost 65 years old. So they want to push us oldies out the door. Nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm still there. Ideally, I should be retiring next month when I turn officially 65 years old. But after these car repairs, whatever. My lampshade is off. There we go. So, Christmas tree is still here. It's staying here. It's no longer Christmas. Let me kick back, grab some hot. This is what I have right now. This is what I made myself. I have a prop bag down here. I have a regular bag upstairs. Bone broth protein and some salt. That's all this is protein. Because lion diet, no butter, still no coffee. And for those of you purists that say, Jerry, you broke your lion diet on your mom's birthday after you broke your fast, I'm over that shenanigans. So I'll get to the weight since that breaking of the fast too. So I'm enjoying this hot water in the basement where it's not chilly. I've got the space heater going. Obviously, the furnace has been roaring with the cold weather. It just has been. And I'm making the best of what I can do right now. Right. So no snow to answer your question. That was a long answer, wasn't it, Terry? No snow here, but plenty of cold. And typically in Wisconsin, usually the norm is when the temperatures are low, the snow stays away. We've been having some snow squalls here and there, light flurries, if you will, enough that if it gets on the ice, it blows away and it forms those snow snakes on the road that I was telling you about, the husband told me about years ago. So no snow, thank the Lord. And I will show you a picture of the current situation with my frostbite as well. Okay, let me get Mr. Mouse going here. Michael has a question. Just now started snowing here. 12 hours late. Wow. There's Karen. Hi, Michael. Hi, Karen. I understood yesterday. I saw that you were on one of the chats and you said that you have a recipe on today. So I have not gotten to watching anything other than tuning in Rick and doing some laundry and prepping for my live tomorrow with Amy. Got that one almost in the bag right now. Surprise, surprise. Amy's making a dish. We're not competing. See, we're not making, for example, we're not doing this, but it's not a nose to nose competition where she's making spaghetti and I'm making spaghetti. That's not the case. She's making a dish and I'm making a dish, and we're just doing it together. I'm doing it on my channel. She's doing it on her channel. She always gets more viewers than me because Amy is our friend, and she's got a huge friend following. Amy's spectacular. So look for that tomorrow to happen. 6 o'clock Central and 7 o'clock if you are on the East Coast. Let me get to more of the chat here. Michael saying hello to Karen, and Karen saying hello to Sandy. Everybody is, oh, here we go. Her new video posted this morning. Fabulous. I will be certain to look for it and, of course, make a comment. I'm going to tell you, Michael, because I don't think I told you that this week. I have you running in my bathroom on my Alexa. You are running. So when I don't make a comment, trust that I see your videos. I'm running your videos. I'm not able to comment because I'm working. I'm not home. It's just running. When you know the game, you know. When you know, you know. You know? You know. I know you know. Hello, everyone. Mason. Oh, my goodness. Mason sent me an email, and I read her email. And Mason, I read your email. I'm talking like you're not in the room. I read your email. I did a voice reply, and then I had said, I didn't even listen to it. I didn't even read it. I didn't even read it back. It has been such a crazy week. I have not had my vehicle all week, which has my camera holder, dash holder in my car. My vehicle, the Denali, is in the shop. It has been in the shop. It's been in the shop, not this past yesterday, Friday, a week ago. A week and a day. 8 days it's been in the shop. Radiator's the problem. And the idiot light's still there, but it's going to cost me nearly $1,000. We don't know the status of my battery either. I had spoke to the dealer yesterday, told him that I'm unable to come because I was at work. Yesterday they called and talked to Jack and said, it's done, yay you. But remember, I need to drive the car rental from here to Eau Claire because Enterprise, pay no attention to the commercials. They will not pick you up unless you're in a 10-mile radius. Well, I'm not in a 10-mile radius. I'm in a 45-mile radius, nearly 50 miles away from Enterprise. They won't pick you up. What I need to do is on Monday morning, right after the Kelly class, get in the car rental, drive to Eau Claire, drop it off, wait there for my taxi to pick me up, take me to my car dealer where the Denali is in Bloomer, Wisconsin, pay him $55, get in the Denali, and go to work. What a very expensive week this has been. I didn't suspect it. You don't plan for things like that. The good thing is I have got credit cards that are paid off that I can put this on credit cards, still work overtime. We'll talk about overtime later too. Who would have thunk? And just pay them off and keep working until I'm probably 70. Probably. I don't know. So Mason, girl, we got to talk. I'm not so much of a texter. The kids at work were talking to me and they asked me about my texting ability or maybe the lack thereof because they're always with both thumbs and what have you. Now, my gloves have the ability, the pointer fingers and the thumbs, that I can text if I want to. That ain't happening because I'm a hunter and a pecker. I have, even on my keyboard, I don't do this. I took typing in school. I hated typing in school. I loved all the drama and the singing and all those classes. Typing. I was not destined to be a secretary. No. No. So I don't type. I hunt and peck. Yes. So Mason, girl, we gotta talk. I mean, literally, pick up the phone and talk if you're a talker. Some people aren't talkers. I don't know. Oh, there's Lynn. There's my friend. Hi, Jerry and all. I hate that I can't stay, but we'll listen later. Well, I'm glad that you showed up, Lynn, and I appreciate the fact that you're gonna listen later. Listen while you bike ride or while you walk on your walking pad. Michael saying hello to you. And Sandy saying hello to Low Carb Spin Karen. I love this community. We're all saying, oh, 26 minutes, Michael saying, no, probably 14, because right now it is 12:16. So if my math serves me well, I like the color blue on you. Well, thank you very much. I like blue too. I like it. I like it a lot. Even the blues that look purple, I like it on me, and red. And I think it has to do with the hair. I do. I usually get the compliments from those colors, the blues, the purples, and the reds. The bold colors, like me, bold. Bold and sassy. Hi, everyone. There's Cheryl Edwards. Hello, Cheryl. You are a new name to me, so you must be a new subscriber. I thank you ever so much. Cheryl Edwards, thank you for coming on. Thank you. Hey, Lizzie, I know you, said Mason to Lizzie. And there's a hug from Lizzie back to Mason. Marvelous, darling. Cheers from Oregon, everybody. Hello, hello, Angel. How is your weather in Oregon? I know you too, said Lizzie. Hey, Lizzie, said Sandy. I love this community. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. And there's Erin. Hello, Erin. Good to see that you've come aboard. Thank you. Let's all say hello to Erin. Hello. Hello, mate. Hello, everyone. And there's Sharon. Hi. She's saying hi and heart. Hi and heart back, Sharon. Hi and heart. I'm chilly and it's snowing. Ew. It's not supposed to be that. I understand the forecast. I get it. But when I think of Tennessee, it's not supposed to be snowing in Tennessee. That's what I think. I remember driving when Jack and I drive through Tennessee and through Georgia and experience the weather during this season, early season. I am certainly glad I am not out in it. I can't imagine driving right now through those states and to get to Florida. No, can't imagine it. That stinks about the write up. Yeah, tell me about it. But I'm not the only one that does it. Other people have done it. How are the knees doing from the crawling? Okay, Sandy, let me show you, kiddo. I probably have to turn off the light above to show you what my knees look like because I wasn't going to do this on a live. So I will show you in a picture. Oops, a daisy. There we go. There's the knees. Now, the knee, this knee right here, which is my right knee, there we go. That is the current status ever since about 20 minutes ago when I took this picture. This over here is my left knee, which is a lot better than the right knee. So, to answer your question, visually, that's what they look like. Pain-wise, They're still painful, not as bad as they would have been. Now for the hands. I think it's because I'm a righty. I think so. The right is better. I have some sort of sensitivity, primarily the middle and the ring fingers. And because I'm a righty, I use my right hand more than the left. Also, on the left, the middle, and the ring fingers, these are more sensitive than these. Thank you, Lord, I did not experience any blistering. I I just I made a snap decision at that time for what I could do that would be a safe thing and not fall and hurt myself and be frozen out in my front yard on the hill of ice. I couldn't call Jack. What's an old man going to do to help me? He's going to go down the same ice hill as me, and we're going to have two people down. Didn't work. So I did the best for what I could do at the time, and that was it. Crawl on the ice and get in the house. So I was praising God all the way, asking God obviously to help me because I didn't want to fall and break a new hip for that matter either. So it is what it is. It was destined to happen. That's the thing. Like I tell you all the time, everything's destined to happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen the Thursday before when it did happen. Stuff happens. We're not in control of the stuff, if you will. So there's the long answer, Sandy, and the visual. And there's my friend, Ricky. Oh, Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky, it's not copyrighted because that's not the real song. I'm just made it up myself. Good day, all. Listening while I upload a short. Then I gotta run my chores. Well, I'm glad that you're here. And you stepped in to say hello to us all. And there's Amy. We were just talking about you, Amy. I am excited for tomorrow. I'll resend me the link. I don't know what that means. I thought you already resent it to me. I don't know what it means, but I'll look for the link. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Everybody, let's say hello to Amy in the chat. Hi, hi, hi. And hi to Rick. Hi to everyone. I'm just highlighting all the hellos so you get to see. And there's SMHcast, SMHcast. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to my Saturday nooner because I haven't been noonering all week. Yes, Jerry, I will send you the link tomorrow. Getting my stuff ready for the cooking show. Marvelous. Marvelous, darling. And Mason gave me a thumbs up, so that means she heard my message. Yes. Yes, indeed. And the eyes. Blue eyes. Yep. I got the blue eyes. That has a tendency to bounce, right? The colors bounce with the eyes. More hellos. And here we have Coach Juliet here. She's listening in while working on homework. Fabulous. I took it from Amy's comment that she made on Rick's channel that you guys are due for the end of Dr. Barry's. It's what it sounded like to me. Either that, it's the end of Dr. Barry's soon, or some type of quiz or test is going to be happening. So you guys go on with yourselves. Please study, do the homework, do all the things. Noonering, that's right, because it's 12 noon in the Midwest. That's by logic. Now, for those of you that remember, months ago, when I did the Jerry After Dark, and then how I started it was to have a bra on and you would have to guess the color and then win a gift card. And that's how I started. So it was Jerry After Dark. Well, I didn't know about Barbara then, and I feel bad competing with Barbara when I would come home from work. That was when I was 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock. I would come on at 10 o'clock and call it Jerry After Dark, and then continue on for 1 hour after I revealed what the bra color of the day was. And I did it inconspicuously. Sometimes I do it right through the sleeve, sometimes I do it right off the top. It was kind of a fun thing, kind of a catch, a lure to get people to come in. All it really was a talk show. That's all it was, for an hour for me to wind down from my day. But when I found out about Barbara, I didn't feel as though it would be right to compete with her. So I got rid of it. So now on the weekends, you get me on the nooners on the weekends. There we go. And today I need to get off by 3 o'clock because at 4 o'clock Eastern, which is 3 o'clock my time, that's when Thomas goes on. And then tomorrow, Kelly goes on. Also, same thing. So I have to get off and not step on other people. It is what it is. I'm just being polite. That's all. I wish that somebody would come up with a schedule of all of these lives and post it somewhere. It would be marvelous. Is there such a thing? If there is, let me know where to find it. Because the only thing I know for certain, this is what I know for certain, in a nutshell. Every day, 5 o'clock, I'm telling you things my time, okay, Central Time. 5 o'clock, it's kilts. And Barbara's going to be on kilts this upcoming Monday coming on. That's it. I have 9 o'clock a.m. every Monday for my Kelly Hogan class. That's my Monday. But that's at 9 o'clock. 6 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is Mitch doing his live from 6 until 7. Erin goes on at 7 until whenever she's done. Those are the only ones I know for sure that happens in the morning. Thomas is probably like me. He goes on sporadically. Barbara, I can tell you that's another for sure. Every night at 8 o'clock my time, Central Time, she's on. Cindy DeManch, she is on every Friday. She just interviewed Barbara yesterday at 5:30. So she's on every Friday. And now Cindy is going to be on. Oh boy, Cindy, if you're listening, don't yell at me. I think it's 4 o'clock my time that she comes on Sundays now. Both her and Brian are going to be doing that. So, of course, I want to be respectful of that from 12 until 4. When Kelly just decided maybe 2 weeks ago that he's going to start his first live this upcoming Sunday. And I think it's also on 4 o'clock. So, like I have with Tuber Chat right now in the other room, Tuber Chat starts at 1 o'clock my time, Central Time. He's already on in the other room in my basement right now, and he's got to be running, just like I do with Michael in my bathroom when I'm at work. Amy lives in my guest room. So now that you guys know, I want people to become monetized. Speaking of monetization, Rick today had a Buy Me a Coffee app. And last that I looked, when I got done, he had 13 people on his Buy Me a Coffee, buy me a steak, buy me a meat, buy me some gas for my Mopar. So that's a very exciting thing. And Rick also, every 7 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock my time, has his live right before mine. Respectfully, he got done early, I think today, as a matter of fact. He had stuff to do, and he wanted to go shopping to pick up some chicken. I heard that for sure. He was going to make heart attack chicken. So he respectfully was done with his show, and now I pop on. So those are the only things I know for sure. So hence the nooners. Listening while getting rid of my gray hair is nothing else to do in this cold. Yeah. Listen, for me, I love the look of frosted hair. I was a brunette-ish, blonde-ish, darker, not a dishwater, but I had highlights in my hair. You know, when they do the weaving with the foil, let the foil sit. Well, my hair is long. Well, it was always longer. I think I've shown you guys my wedding pictures before when I frosted it, so it was longer. When the white started happening was once we moved up north here, because I couldn't keep up in my opinion. You'd have to dye the roots, dye the gray, this brown, and then you could do the whole foil business. It was beautiful. What would the cost be today if I'd have to do all of that shenanigans? Over $300, according to my beautician. So for me, it's not that easy to buy a bottle and just do the whole thing. I just said, chuck it. I'm going to go gray. I like it this way. I like it white. I always said I wanted it white like my mother-in-law. She had beautiful white hair too. So I love it. I just throw it up. It needs a haircut so bad. It is just, the ends are dry. It's wild. So I need a haircut, and I need to donate it for the children with cancer. Almost done, Dr. Berries. Ooh, there we go. A few more weeks of case study and exam. And Juliet is saying hello to Rick. Excellent. Hello, Jerry. Sup, fam. Hey, BB. So good that you could make it 2 time zones, right? I know. I'm glad that YouTube does the math for me. I really am, because I look at YouTube and I know that Rick 8 o'clock means 7 o'clock his time. I get it. But to me, to do the math, forget about it. Hi, BB. I can work on creating a schedule. Like Amy, I was, oh, Lord have mercy. You are so busy with everything, Amy. So busy. And not to mention your health. Oh, my Lanta. You indeed are a rock star, the rock star of our community. Seriously. Hello, Cindy. Did you hear me talking about you? Did I get your schedule right, Cindy? I hope I did. Hi, Cindy, says Karen. Hi, Karen, says Cindy. Sundays at 4 o'clock Eastern. Okay, so 4 o'clock Eastern. Here we go with the math again. And I know you guys are doing the face palm right now. 4 Eastern means 3 o'clock my time. So that means I have to do my live from 12 until 3 tomorrow. Get off, run your show and Kelly's show, 2 different computers, 2 different accounts, run the shows, get the watch time and the hours for you guys and support you. And then be on at 6 o'clock for Amy and I to do our competition. Mine's easy. Mine is super easy peasy. Super easy. I'm on constant replay mode. I don't wake up in time for Kilts, Mitch and Aaron and Thomas often during my busiest work time, 3 p.m. More fun to be on live. I agree. I absolutely agree. I want to be on live. I always regret, for example, when I'm at work, I can't change that. But I make sure I chime in to Cindy's, and Cindy knows by now. That's funny. Barbara asked me yesterday on her live, and she said, well, like Cindy's, like everybody says, Jerry, are you working? Trust me, if once you get my schedule down, when you guys are all living it during your normal busy day, I'm working from 2 o'clock Central. There's my dryer. from 2 o'clock Central Time until 10 o'clock Central Time. That's my new work schedule. This week coming up, as in tomorrow, next week starting, mandatory 4 hours overtime for us next week. Am I griping? Not really. Unfortunately, this mandatory overtime, what people at work are complaining about, not Jerry, because I need all the money to pay these car repair bills and car rental bills. Unfortunately, everybody's beefing at work about, well, now that it's sub-zero weather, they're making these mandatory work hours. Why couldn't we be working mandatory weeks ago? I understand their point. I get it. I worked 2 hours this past week. On Monday, I worked until midnight, and then the weather hit. And I just didn't want to subject myself to be going home after midnight just in case because of the weather. I get it. And if we don't do overtime, mandatory overtime, we get written up. Bring it on. There's nothing like saying, welcome, staff. We love you. So I didn't finish my story about the plant manager. At a meeting that she had given on Thursday, it was her first introductory plant manager meeting that she did. Everybody raised their hand, asked some questions. Jerry asked the question. Now that it's negative 30 degrees forecasted, that's what it was like on Thursday. As of 9 o'clock at night, we get off at 10. Can we, those of us that don't have a beeper to start our vehicles from inside the building, can we go outside and turn over our cars for X amount of time, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be? And she said, I don't think our regular shift manager, my grandchild's age shift manager, shift supervisor, that's his name. His initials JC. It's not the JC that you think of, not even remotely close. He didn't like it because he's the one that frowns upon us going out there. And she said, we've decided to give people grace and allowing them to start their vehicles 10 minutes beforehand. Before, it was as though, okay, it's end of the shift, 10 o'clock, you're SOL. Your car doesn't start. The leads and these supervisors, they're out of here. You better call a hook to come and charge your battery or fire you up or whatever, because we are out of here. No responsibility. So much for compassion. Yes, indeed. And here's Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hello. I'm late. I had to laugh at Dr. Barry. Who the HE double hockey sticks wants turkey bacon and nitrate free is a lie? Absolutely. That's what I'm going to be doing in probably 20 minutes. Well, that's what I want to be doing now that my dryer is done doing its shenanigans in the other room. And I didn't want that. I don't want to be competing with my dryer noise. BB is saying hello to you, Coach Juliet. Ace, Florida 1. Hey there, everyone. Hey, Ace, welcome. I am so glad that you made it, that you all have made it here. BB, hi, this is Juliet. Hi, Cindy. And Michael's doing this. He's great. Always has me laughing. I know Dr. Barry is a straight shooter, shoots right from the hip, as opposed to the husband's relative that also lives in Tennessee. You know who they are. Hello, Wendy, says Aaron. I was so excited that Rick posted buy me a coffee. Yes, you and me both. I was so happy for him. Very happy, as was Sharon. It's a tip jar for the internet. Hi, Aaron. How's the lion diet going? Aaron, let me tell you about Aaron's channel. Marvelous. She's got these characters. I'm going to call them cartoons. They're not cartoons, they're video AI. Wonderful, wonderful videos she does. Good comedic play as well in these videos. Love them. Love me the butter woman. Now I don't know all the players that's in there. I think one of them is Helix. If Aaron's on, she'll let me know. Obviously, I know who Butter Woman is. That's a given. And I think one is Helix. I don't know who the person is that uses a tweezers and eats and pulls out a perfect hunk of beef. I don't know who that person's supposed to be. Sorry. But I hope your lion diet is doing well. And Juliet says, Jerry and Amy, your live is going to be fun. So looking forward to it. Me too. I love the interaction with the people. Like I said, mine's going to be way simpler than Amy's. It's going to be 100% carnivore and lion diet. How can you do it? My recipe is for beef stroganoff. In your mind, I know what you're thinking. Stroganoff has sour cream, and sour cream is not lion diet. You would be correct, because I know people out there are saying that. You're not doing lion. You're having sour cream. Talk to the hand. I know, I'm so sassy. I'm so sassy. Like Barbara's song about me. Well, one of the lyrics is, she's too damn, she's, what is she, too damn mean? Barbara refers to me as too damn mean in the song. I think it's because of my spirit is what she was getting at. Not that I'm mean, but according to my husband, he says, hey, your friends are calling you mean. They must know something. You can fill in the blanks yourself. There's George. Hi, all. I've just been sending a shed load of emails, sorting out interviews and stuff. The work never stops. I know. For me, it's a physical work, having to go to work, second shift. That sucks. But you just never know what God has in store for me for the future. You just never know. Oh, there we go. Jerry, gonna be a white walker. Jerry gonna be a white walker. I don't, does he mean like my hair white walker? Or I'm gonna have a white walker? I don't know. Oh, here's Cindy. Cindy's talking about watching Ryan Hall, y'all, on TV. I know he is so. Cindy's the one that turned me on to it. Bye, all. Got to get my chores done. That was Ricky. Ricky probably left, but goodbye. And I'm glad that you were here for a short. You never know. I might still be going after your chores are done. So welcome back when you decide to come back. Cindy's saying goodbye to you. Wendy, has your wintry mix started yet? Said Mason. Hi there, Cindy, says Ace Florida 1. Hello, Ace. I suddenly realized today, George says, that I've been on Lion Plus coffee for 24 days now. I've stopped itching at night. No going back to eggs. Lion is where it's at. Wow. Wow to that. I had the eggs and the cream when I broke my fast, George. And for that one day, that one piece of that, the pan, the cake, the oopsie cake that I made live, last on the 11th when I broke the fast 2 Sundays ago. And that one piece, after the floodgates opened up and my nasal passages went wild, I can't exactly blame, was it the cream or was it the eggs? Was it a culmination of the two? But the next day I went right back to lying. It was only a celebratory thing, something I've been doing. Well, that was the 15th year of doing the oopsie cake, doing a celebratory cake for my mother's 105th, would have been her 105th earthly birthday. But like you, I know I love eggs, and Mitch has a video out there about eggs. Apparently, there's another egg scandal. Exactly. Is it something real? Is it something made up? I don't know. We will all have to watch Mitch's video later. Juliet saying hello to everybody, because Juliet is our social butterfly. She really is wonderful. Both her and Amy, they know everybody. Everybody loves Amy and Juliet, as we should. It rained all night, said Wendy, while the temperatures dropped. Ice on the back steps now. Ooh. Ooh, I hope you have salt. Do what I do. Just throw it out like feeding chickens. That's how I throw the salt pellets or the sodium chloride, I think. I just throw it out and let it do its magic so I don't fall on my keister going from the porch, the deck, down on my hiney. Can't do that. Can't break anything. Doug and Juliet are after Cindy. Correct. I want to say 4:45 on Sundays. Am I right? I hope I'm right. Cindy saying hello, Juliet and George. George is saying, Coach, email sent to Dawn. I copied you in. Ooh, I wonder if that's Resting Witch Face he's referring to. I'm not. That's her name. That's her channel, Resting Witch Face, and her name is Dawn. There used to be a Dawn that was in Ohio, Dawn and Mike, that were very heavy into the keto space, that were doing a lot of videos and are no longer. They were at Keto Palooza, but I haven't seen them in a hot minute. So I don't know their current status. Just started snowing here, says Juliet, and Juliet lives in Missouri. Hi there, Juliet, says Ace. Hi, Cindy, says George. So for the next few days, others have to take out the trash. Yes, indeed. Do not attempt that at all. I'm speaking from previous experience. I know. Has not started here yet, Juliet. And we know Cindy lives in Kentucky. I know Cindy mentioned yesterday, somebody asked her how far does Cindy live from Bowling Green, Kentucky? Cindy said 2 hours. So Cindy is 2 hours from Bowling Green. I have her address, but it's not handy right now. Aaron saying hello to you, Cindy. George, I saw. Thank you. Dawn is so cool. So happy she broke out and earning some great money. She's my YouTube idol. I love her glasses, her granny glasses. Before I had the cataracts fixed in my eyes, I'd have to wear the cheaters also, and they'd be always on the nose. Always the different colors, because in every room I had to have a pair of these cheaters. So I just decided to put them on my nose. Now at work, you have to wear the safety glasses, but since the cataract surgery, that has eliminated my issue with my vision. Has. Past tense, has. But, oh, sorry. Got that already. Hi, Aaron. How is it by you, said Cindy. And George, we're just underwater this side of the pond. GB. Wonder if that's like heebie-jeebies. GB. It'll be safe for me after I put some salt on the steps. Yes, a task 4 other grown people can't seem to master. Wendy, you are preaching to me. Preaching to the choir right here, friend. Except it's just me, the husband, and 2 dogs. And I have a job outside of the house. Enough said. Shh, SMH cast and share, and we're doing hello and hearts to them. Here's Michael. Michael looks bored, or he's yawning. Probably the latter. Probably the first, bored. Hi, Michael. Here's Aaron. We got about an inch of snow and it just stopped. Ooh, let's hope so. Interesting, Cindy said. I live on a main highway road and it is horrible. You know, reading just what I read right now, I don't think I've ever heard any Jake breaks. Knowing that you are on a main highway, I don't think I've ever heard any car noises, Aaron, on any of your videos. Interesting. Second wave coming, Aaron? ? George says, Juliet, she's diversified into life in general while still advocating carnivore and cracked it. She's my big sister. Me and Lainey adore that girl. Marvelous, marvelous, darling. I think I missed somebody. I missed somebody here. I went too fast. Uh-oh. Jerry, you went too fast. There we go. To tell you the truth, Juliet, I haven't been watching the weather. Hello, Juliet, says Mason. The second wave is supposed to be ice. No. I don't blame you, said Juliet. I have to watch the weather all the time. Now, Monday, when I go and pick up the vehicle, we're supposed to be at 0. I'm not leaving the house. I picked Jack's 3 gallons of milk up last night on the way home when it was negative 20 something because I don't plan on leaving. And God gave me internet church. So I'm going to do my internet church tomorrow before my live. Yes, Aaron. Here's Wendy. Here's Wendy's comment. I love Aaron's channel. Some of the kids are well on their way to being professional cartoons. Love the children. So true. Let the judgy people go judge themselves. Wise woman and wise words from Wendy. Say that fast 3 times. Let the judgy people go judge themselves. Yes, professional cartoons. LOL. More laughter. We need more laughter. Lainey had stroganoff today. She finished it. She's gradually getting some weight back. Cancer took her down to skin and bone. Yes, cancer sucks, George. Cancer in my mother, when she had her cancer, and me being her caregiver at the end, got me down in weight because I just couldn't eat. And I was seeing her being in pain as well and her dwindling into nothing. So cancer does suck. It's a cruel, cruel disease. Sorry about that. Amy, I will work on a community live stream calendar later. Look at you. Thank you so much. Not asking you to do it, but I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just as long as you tell people I'm doing my neuters, once I get my vehicle back, we'll be back to some kind of normalcy, being able to drive to and fro. Mason, that's slightly less frightening than the idea that Flash could be our doctor someday. Do do do. The usual suspect. Hey, Rick, welcome. Welcome. Great show today. I woke up a little late and I had to fast forward. You are a relatively slower speaker. I know you do every comment that comes in. And I want to aspire to be like Rick. So I highlight everyone. Now, I may not say Rick just said hello to Amy and Thomas and all those. I'll just show them on there. But you read them all, Rick. Thank you, Amy. Yes, thank you, Amy, for doing that calendar for all of us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Quack, Rick. Shmoocast said, quack, quack. Rick, I talk about the government that way. Yeah, well, yeah. Yes, indeed. And Rick talked about that today, too. He touched base with the government. We all know Rick isn't a fan of Trump. Trump is a fan of Trump. I get it. Trump is that way. Trump has always been that way. Speaking of Trump, I'm just asking the question because I don't know. Amy, have you played the game that you won at my Christmas party yet? Just wondering, how'd you like it? Hey, Rick. Another Rick. Hello, Juliet Edens. Obey your robot overlords. Now we have laughy faces. Juliet's replying. Michael's adventure is cool. Watching raccoons eat peanuts is insanely beautiful. Yeah. I have, in the beginning, it was kind of off-putting. And it was to me, that smacking noise that some people will do when they do their videos and their mics are literally right next to their esophagus. And that's what you hear as they're swallowing their coffee. Speaking of coffee, I don't have coffee here, but I want to swallow my bone broth. Be with me in a second. I have it down here. I have carpeting and padding, wall to wall. But my bone broth is getting cold sitting on the floor. Yes, it's very cool, and it's addicting. In the beginning, all I heard was smack, 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 smack. Now I'm used to it. But I don't like those mukbang videos, the videos that just show people shoving the food inside their faces. Speaking of that, it's not a competition, but I want to remind people again about Valentine's Day. Not a competition, just wanting anybody and everybody that wants to do it. You have to make the food before the video. Make the food before the video. And then we're going to go live. And for those of you that want to be featured on camera like this during the live, you can be, like I call Brady Bunch squares. We'll do this right here. Have everybody in the square, like the Brady Bunch. And I think you can have 9 people, I think, in the free version, because I have the free version because I'm too cheap. So it's not a matter of who can eat it the fastest. No, who can eat it, period. Or who's going to say, listen, I tap out. I'm done. I just ate 1 patty and the chaffle and I can't anymore. So if you want the recipe or any special introduction to the recipe, how to make it, because you're going to make it before we actually do the video on Valentine's Day, you're going to be able to eat it or you won't. So it is what it is. I'm thinking about a prize. I don't want people to become sick. I'm thinking about some sort, because I'm going to be featuring it on my channel, and everybody knows I like to give gifts. So I would like to do a contest gift to the first person that actually finishes it. But I'm not trying to encourage people to shove it in their pie hole really fast. And I'm not part of that, by the way. I don't get my own gift. But I'm not saying shove it in your soup cooler as fast as possible so that you can get the gift if it's going to make you sick, kind of thing. I think I can do it because I am a quantity eater. I can eat a lot of food. And if it takes me an hour to eat it, so be it. I will do it. But I won't be wearing a mic so that you're not going to be hearing me smacking. That's just my opinion. Because often those mics that are on there, speaking of mics, I want to make sure, Amy, that you got the credit for the Hollyland microphone that you told me about, that I ordered it from your link. So I'm just hoping that you got the credit when I got it. I have it. I'm going to attach it to my cell phone to be able to use that microphone, primarily when I drive to and fro. I can't do it to this laptop because it doesn't have the ability to do the microphone. So that's why you get this microphone that's on a laptop. Giggle, giggle. Giggle, giggle. Hello, Coach Juliet Eden, says Rick. Quack at SMHcast. Gotta go charge my phone. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, Cindy. I'm sure you're long gone by now because I would be pokey. Wendy, funny as well. You know, Doc Flash. Doc Flash. Hey, Cindy, says Rick. Bye, Cindy, says Mason. Bye. I went to buy some chicken. None in the parking lot. I knew you were going to go. I knew you were going to go. That's why I wrote in my comments, you spoke about buying gas for your vehicle. I'm like, go buy some lunch, Rick. Forget the gas. Here's some money for lunch. I wish that it didn't have to be buy me a coffee, buy me a blink. And as Wendy commented, I believe it was Wendy, on Rick's live, that we're hoping people are nice and kind with the comments. That I mentioned Rick had 13 people that contributed to his cause. The first 13, the first one was Amy that contributed to Rick. So yay, Rick. Buy me a meat, buy me a chicken. Don't buy me a parking lot chicken because those are free, right, Rick? Hello, Rick. Frail Grandma. Wendy says Doc Flash sounds like he might lean slightly towards the villain side. You are the king of the comments. Absolutely. I can't even hold a candle to you, Rick. I call all Michael's raccoons Emily. Me too. Me as well. Here's George. I'm having a scheduled off Lion Day tomorrow, January 25th, the Scottish Burns Night celebration. Culture demands that we eat haggis with scotch poured on it. My pa was half Scottish and took it seriously. Well, you go. I did it because of my mother when I broke my fast. So it's all up to interpretation. It is, I want to be able to sit back just to readjust myself. It's up to interpretation for everybody. It's as though and Cindy and I used to call it carnivore police. Let me bring the camera down a little bit. It's like those doggone carnivore police or keto police, Cindy and I used to call it back in the day. They would be like, oh, you're supposed to be carnivore. What are you doing with that pickle, Jerry? That kind of nonsense. Go on with yourself, George. Do what you want to do. We all have to do what we want to do. It's all good. You won't get any complaints from this girl, ever. I don't know what Michael's got here. Michael's got one of these again. I don't know. I wish he would say, Michael, let me know what this means. It's like, what What are you talking about, Jerry? He's probably thinking that I'm drawing out my comments. Not certain where mukbang sits, but I suspect it's somewhere between a fetish, an addiction, and a mental illness. I know. Just shoving. It's more than Joey Chestnut on the July 4th eating the hot dogs, because I cannot imagine eating one bun, let alone an entire bun and a hot dog after bun at a hot dog, and wetting it, and the after effects. Use your imagination. Cannot imagine. Where is the recipe, SMH Cast? What I will do is I will link in my comments of this video, after this video is over and I end this stream. In the comments, I will link. I think I can link. I'm not sure if I can do that. You guys will let me know in your comments down below. I will link the recipe to Amy's live that she did with Rick when she created the heart attack burger, with Rick guiding her every step of the way. That's what I'm going to link in the comments. So I hope that's okay. I hope I don't get a strike by doing that. I don't know. So that's the mukbang. There's the recipe. That's what we'll do. And you choose the recipe. Yeah, you chose the recipe. Yes, I chose my recipe. Amy chose hers. It's not, Sharon, you choose the recipe for the burger. It must be the heart attack burger. So it can't be, here's a good for example. This would be excellent for example for me, because Rick says you have to use 2 pounds of ground beef. So I cannot go to my freezer and get out 2 pounds of the QVC burger meat to equal 2 pounds of ground beef. It must be 2 pounds of ground beef and the amount of, or the cheese. I think Amy used cheddar. I have Sargento 100% real American cheese. And if you remember a couple of weeks ago when I was at the grocery store, I showed you the label and the ingredients of Sargento, which is from Wisconsin. Sargento cheese, American cheese, is 100% real. That's what I buy for Jack. I refuse to buy him those Kraft. I almost said the other word, CRAP word. I refuse to buy him the Kraft seed oil plastic, not even cheese. I just won't do it. But Sargento does make a real American cheese. Or you can use cheddar. Or you and there's bacon involved in there. So 2 pounds of beef, there's some bacon, I don't know how many pieces, and there is American cheese put on there with a chaffle bun. So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take the equivalent of this, and I'm not doing it. I have a fork and a knife. I'm a lady. I would probably, if I do it by hand, like a meat cookie, I'd take a burger at a time. Then I'd bite a little of chaffle, bite a little of the bacon. That's probably what I would do. So that's the recipe that I will hopefully be able to link into. And SMH Cast says, it is the heart attack burger. Yes, it is the heart attack burger. Biscuit, you left out codependency. That's true. That's true. Buy me a ducky. I love it. I love it. Parking lot heart attack burger. Beautiful, SMH Cast. Woohoo, Rick, very smart. My knees are itching, and I think it has to do with the peeling as well as the healing. I need to start collecting materials to cook up that heart attack burger. Absolutely. Valentine's Day's coming, what, 3 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Almost 3 weeks? I think so. Or 3 weeks today, I think. Eat a pickle. We used to eat chips, cookies, and ice cream. Eat a freaking pickle. Yeah. Yes. I love pickles when combined with fatty pork, for example. Pernil pork is what I call it. Pork that's been in the slow cooker for all day, that's just literally falling apart, and all the fat is in there. It's so delicious. And a burger that's got super fat content, so luscious. That pickle is perfect. And as Russ said a couple weeks ago in his live, I have done this before. Maybe Russ, if you're watching, maybe you stole my idea. I don't know. But hard-boiled eggs, after they're hard-boiled, put them in your pickle jar that's empty of pickles because you ate all the pickles. Put it into the brine, but you can only do it once. So my Milwaukee pickles jar, you guys know that's my favorite pickle. It's called Milwaukee Pickles because it's made in Milwaukee, and it's the brand. It's got a delicious salty brine. So salty, so dilly, so garlicky. Kosher, delicious. I can put 8 hard-boiled eggs in there, but you can't do it twice. You can't remove the eggs and then put in more eggs because, well, all the flavor was sucked out in your first batch. After you're done with your batch, throw the brine water out. Or if you're Wendy, you can throw the brine water outside, and because of the salt content, you won't slip. Ask me. I've done this before. Ask me about it. Aaron right here. I drink pickle juice for my electrolytes. Yeah, me too. I have woken up in the middle of the night with excruciating pain and reached for the pickle jar. Absolutely. George says, I'm far enough in to take a cultural off plan for my stride. The sides are traditionally turnips and potatoes. Neeps and tatties. I love it. We're not having that. I won't be drinking the scotch. Marvelous. Good to know. Nips and tatties. I love it, George. Love. My videos are Creative Commons, no strikes possible. Officer SMH Cast will definitely pull you over if I see you with a pickle in your hand. Officer Schmoocast on duty, reporting for duty, sir. Ma'am. Aaron says, what if I'm still on the lion diet? Can I just make a bunch of burgers and just sit there and eat them? I don't know. Hey, should we have a judge? Do you think Rick should be our judge? I think that would be a wonderful idea if we make Rick the official judge of the contest. Let me know down below what you think. Yes, Aaron. And Wendy says, George, enjoy. You take your haggis with oats or barley. Do you take your haggis with oats or barley? I've never had any love of oats. I've had haggis one time. That was enough. And when my son was into the whole Harry Potter thing and he wanted me to make it, I made it. He ate maybe a bite of it, and then he says, this is despicable, Mom. So he thought also when he was 5 years old that he wanted Popeye spinach by eating the can of spinach. That was a phase and a fad for him at 5. Then the Harry Potter haggis thing, that was a fad for him as well. I love American cheese, says SMH Cast. Also known as the double quarter pounder. True statement, Rick. Organs don't fret me at all, but oats just taste and feel nasty. Yes, yes. Barley, I grew up on eating barley and oats. Today, it would wreck me. Absolutely would not be good for me, period. Haggis will not only put hair on your chest, it will transform you into Sasquatch. Yikes. Can everyone email me their live stream schedule? Yes, we will. I will send them to you, Amy. I'll probably, yeah, I will do it. I will send that to you. Everybody else, I know Rick's got your email too, Amy. I love the texture of old-fashioned oatmeal. I miss it, SMH Cats. My father used to make the best oatmeal. But like I said, now if I'd eat it, it would wreck my guts. He would just have oatmeal, water, salt, butter. He would have half and half in his. My sister would have some milk in hers. I would just have the butter and the salt. So good. Love the texture. And it was the old-fashioned oatmeal too. The one with the Quaker oatmeal. Yes, here's George. Wendy, I just checked. Pork lung, 25%. Beef liver, 13%. Beef suet, 13%. Lamb lung, 5%. Also oatmeal and pearl barley. Onion, pimento, salt, and pepper. Definitely meat-based from organs. There's the recipe. Who wants to do that challenge? Any takers on that challenge? Anyone? Anyone? Hello? Michael, how about you? Give Rick an Abe Lincoln stovetop hat for full effect. Oh, that would be fun. I like it. All fine to make at home. A necessity here since someone writing food laws was afraid of organs. I would just leave out the oats. There's the solution right there. I'm going to create and manage a YouTube community calendar. Marvelous. Marvelous. Would you do it on a WhatsApp? Would that be it? Or whatever you do, I trust you. I trust you. I'm on fire with technology stuff the last couple days. Just made a recipe page on my new website. I saw that. And I know that you said in that post that it was primarily keto, and I get it. However, when I visit you in my guest room, I will watch the recipes. I don't know why, Amy. I tried many a time. I can't comment. I don't know why. So you're rolling. You're constantly going. I can't explain the technology side why I can't comment or thumbs up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, did I miss George here? I missed George here. Good liaison work, Amy. Absolutely. Oh, or okay. I think Rick's saying okay. Or LOL. There we go. LOL. Thanks, Rick. No, it's going to be a calendar app. Marvelous. Well, that's it. Can you believe it? I'm actually caught up. I think, let me back up this computer. I think what I would like to do is make myself a guest. I'm going to share my referral link for right now. Hit the share button. Okay. Now I'm going to go on to YouTube. Hopefully I won't screw this up like I did once before, where I actually clicked off. I logged off and lost the entire stream, and we don't want that. View my channel. Can I do this? Maybe. This should be interesting. Okay, Amy said, Jerry, I'm watching yours too, but they stop every short. You need to, but they stop every short. You need to, are a new playlist of all long. Yes, I understand what you're saying. You are absolutely right. The problem for me is just the time. And this week has just been, oh, I can't even tell you about this week. This week was awful. Awful. Okay, I am StreamYarding myself. Trying to go on. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is right. Okay, display name Jerry2. That's what I'm going to be. Enter studio. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jerry2 entered. Add to stage. Uh-oh. Okay. Now I have to ask you all, can you see me on two screens? Can you see me on both? Yes? No? Amy, I'll post the UK. Oh, Giorgio. Amy, I'll post the UK-based lives on the Embassy WhatsApp. Coach Stephen has gone international. Richard and Lauren are doing their own thing now on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern after Sunday school. Okay, so Paul says yes. And Rick says echo time. Okay, hang on, Rick. Let's see if this helps. I'm turning down the volume. Is it still echo time now? Do I still sound check?
Maybe I have to put this in my ear. Maybe.
So Paul had the last comment saying yes. Perfect, George. Thanks. How do I sound now? Amy, Rick, Paul, Sharon. Do I still sound echoey? Because I want to go into the other room. And I don't want to remove myself. But I want to be visual. The sound is not good. Is it echoing? Okay. Let me take it into the other room. Bear with me, folks.
Okay, I am in my laundry room. I think what the problem is the delay. And I don't want to hear myself. But I want you guys to hear me. Oh, shoot. if this doesn't work, let me go into the other room. I'll be right back.
Now I don't want to hit end screen. Sorry about the noise. Let me see if I can remove myself. There we go. Okay, hopefully everything sounds good right now. Do I sound better? I hope I sound better. I hope the echoing stopped. I had to get that ready to go because my dogs are down to the last 4 pieces of dehydrated bacon upstairs. Do I still sound echoey? Okay, now I hear you. LOL. No sound. Uh-oh. Let me get back up with the chat. Basically, what that video was just a visual, really. The sound I'm I'm not good. I'm not good at all with sound, with technology either. Sound not good. Okay, here we go. That's Paul saying. And Sharon says not good. Sound like I was speaking into a coffee mug. That wasn't good. Muffled. Oh no. It's not echoey in the laundry room. Okay, now George asked me a question. Do I observe Candlemas on February 2nd, the old day for taking down the Christmas decorations, including all greenery like Christmas trees? No, I'm leaving this up. Not decorated, not decorated, leaving it up and staying along the lines of in the middle of a forest. So this baby's staying up because I'm still going to be in the middle of a forest with my fake tree on, with the Christmas lights on year round. It is what it is, George. Funny. Okay, so we're back to the sound issue again. I'm glad that you guys entertained yourselves. Thank you. I'm gone deaf, doctor. Hi, George. Hi, Paul. And there's Michael. Oh, he's bored with me. Michael's bored with me. I think Sharon's doing this. Hear nothing. Lions did not cook their food. I think he means lions. I think Michael wants me to eat the lion diet completely raw. The bacon's not for me, Michael. It's for my dogs. Dehydrating dog bacon. It's actually meant for people. It's people bacon, but cooking it for the dogs until their dog food comes in when the weather clears up better. Those old Maytags are the best. All the new ones absolutely are junk. And that Maytag, that one, we bought it used from somebody, and the reason I grabbed it is because it was an old Maytag that we had in our other house that went with the sale of our house, that the new owners just loved that Maytag we sold, and I in turn missed it. So when I had the opportunity to get this beige set, I snapped it up. $50 for the pair just to get it off of their hands, and they didn't want to haul it. Retired Rick. Hello, Rick. Welcome, welcome. Paul saying hello to you as well. And here's Sharon. Yep, I kept my old Maytag washer right next to the new one with no auger. I don't even use the new one at all. Love it. When it comes to getting them repaired, get somebody that can repair whatever parts that you need, but those new, is my understanding, those newfangled computer generated models, and I think Rick would agree with me, Rick, our Mopar engineer, would agree, they're junk. Because usually what I hear from people that own them is that panel usually takes a dive. And it's cheaper to buy a brand new complete set than it is to buy a brand new set than it is to get the Maytag one repaired. Just saying. And here's Cass. Cass, I noticed that you changed your channel name. And I also noticed that you are back to carnivore. Is that good? How's the Meta version doing? I hope you're doing well. And I hope your health is well. And I hope that the children are doing fabulous as well. And here, Michael, don't start that. Highly divisive. The anti raw brigade get very excited about it. They almost get veganish. Me and Dr. Kiltz in a very small minority. I tried, George, as you know. I think I've said that on the Dr. Kiltz Live I did a couple weeks ago. I have tried the raw, and I think for me it's a mental thing. I don't mind the raw fat, chew the fat, so to speak. But the raw beef, it's a mental thing for me. My dogs, bake it, cook it, steam it, fry it, dehydrate it, any kind of meat. Now, I won't feed my dogs raw pork, though. I don't know. My mother couldn't eat pork. I think it was a mental thing having to do with Judaism. Just saying. Mental as in psychological, as in thinking about it, because pork was not something that the Jews ate. If you know, you know. Retired Rick says, Jerry, no sound. I know. That was really meant as a visual, just a visual tutorial. How is your dehydrating coming along, Rick? Okay, now I hear you, LOL. Now I sound fine. I sound perfect now because I got rid of the cell phone one. That's gone. I hear YouTube, tuber chat in my other room. I don't know if you guys can hear him in there. It's audible because you have to be audible to give them the credit because he's going on with his show right now for hours. So that has to be audible, but I kept it far away from here talking right now. Here we go. Answer my question. I just made some bacon today, not for the dogs, for me. Good. I can hear you, Jerry. Excellent. Wendy says, Arnar, enjoy. I know you will enjoy it. Sharon's giggling, laughing. I had mine during Rick's live. Yum. Wendy, I love the crispy side of the dehydrated bacon as well as the fatty side, but I still know it's cooked. And again, it's crisp, like crisp because I make it for the dogs, can crisp it up in pieces to give it to the dogs. But 165-degree cooking for 16 hours, it's cooked. It's not as though I just sliced off how Kiltz has his raw meat. He just slices off in his refrigerator and chews it. I don't think I could do that with bacon. Just me. And retired Rick says to Wendy, I made mine then. LOL. There we go. My dog says bacon for dogs is not wasted. Absolutely not. Here's Cass says, I hope you are able to stay home and stay safe. Jerry, do you have a backup generator? No. Have you had any difficulties with the power yet? By the grace of God, the furnace is just rocking and rolling right now. So our power, again, by God's grace, is good. Lainey made beef bacon from beef belly today. Say that fast 3 times. Very fatty and much better than pork bacon. Absolutely love beef bacon, George. I would agree with you there. She has a very sharp David Melner life. My, very good. I have obviously that's already cut by the Smithfield Corporation. That one was. And 2 pounds on 4 racks of the thick bacon worked perfectly. I have never cut my own bacon. I have cut pork belly and made those into tiny cubes and eat it like a popcorn when I go to the movie house with Jack. Eat it that way. But have never sliced my own pork belly using that super sharp knife like Lainey uses. Dyson eats what I eat, so we're both carnivore. Absolutely. The girls, meaning my German Shepherds, Wendy, both are eating carnivore, whether it's the bacon that I've given them or the Full Moon. That's the name of the company, by the way. The Full Moon dehydrated meat products that come, the dog snacks that come, and the dog food. I still buy them, bought them in need of another shipment of the dog food that's the keto dog food, not bad ingredients like the stuff in the store, a whole lot better. But as they say, when you feed the dogs meat, real meat, their body uses them like we do. Their body utilizes the meat. So I don't feed them a volume of, let's call it Purina puppy chow, just to give it a name. If I fed them this much Purina puppy chow, I would produce this much Purina puppy poop. When I feed them this much meat, I don't produce that much poop doesn't come out of the dogs. Common sense, like us. We're talking poop again. Is that something about our carnivore channels? We all talk poop. We all talk poop. Here's Cass. I'm on day 3 carnivore. I finally broke through the end of day 2 wall I kept hitting and feeling great. Fabulous. So fabulous. I like tartare and carpaccio. That said, not biting into a raw steak. Yes, I've had both in restaurants, and I've eaten them and obviously lived to talk about it. But it may have been when I ordered them that the people that I was with, I couldn't go, take a bite. I grinned and bear it, chewed, swallow, repeat. And they, in restaurants, don't give you a lot of it anyway. But like you, BB, yes. Same. Just had some carnivore pancakes, egg blended with cream cheese. Love it. Did you guys ever see the video that I made? They call them, I believe, a Japanese pancake, but no flour or no cornstarch. And it was a kind of like an oopsie cake, but I made it with the egg yolk and the cream cheese, and then I stirred it into the egg white, put it into the pan with beef tallow. I made it that way. And did that video on my channel. And it was funny. Somebody said to me, did it taste like an egg? No, it was just egg white and egg yolk. That's all it was that I blended it in. And then she asked me, did it taste like egg? Yes and no. And I put butter on it and I ate it. And they were these thick egg pancakes. They were delicious. Similar to yours, but I don't think I added the cream cheese though, Cass. Folks are having small power outages here as the ice breaks tree limbs and drops them across power lines. Yes, I have heard that, Wendy. I just think of the horrificness of if you're going to be in the middle of a forest and all you hear is snapping, you don't know where it's coming from. It goes and happens that fast. And yes, if a tree falls in our forest, I hear it. George says the raw steak texture is superb, but very little flavor. True, George. I add lots of salt for flavor and as an anti-cramping measure. True. And Wendy is saying, Cass, awesome. I wish you great success, whatever your need is. Absolutely. To that, Cass replies to Wendy, I hope you stay warm. We do wish Cass well. Trying to, dear, says Wendy, wearing workout pants and alpaca wool. Sick. don't know what that word is. Let's see. Maybe she finished it. Here we go with George. I don't eat ground beef raw. Lainey air fries it, then refrigerates it. I eat it cold. Yes, the fat is solid and doesn't go through you like rendered liquid fat does. Right, George? Same here. I do warm up the dog foods, ground beef, and they can handle that little bit of residual fat that's on the ground beef. They can, as a matter of fact, today it was, what did I make them for breakfast today? Ground pork for breakfast they had. And I defatted it pretty good last night when I came home from work, but it doesn't affect the dogs adversely. Me, on the other hand, hot fat, yes. Cold fat, it's all good with cold fat, just like you, George. George says it gets easier when you make the breakthrough. I miss Cass's comment here. Thank you. It's been a journey. That's when George says it does get easier. True. Absolutely true. I have made homemade cured bacon, belly, and loin, and corned beef, summer sausage, some fresh live bratwurst, and allergy-adjusted Italian sausage. Wendy, you are remarkable. You are a remarkable person. I give you so many kudos for the things that I've seen you do. Be right back. Gotta hop in the shower and rinse my red hair out. LOL. Oh, we're going to see a new dude tomorrow. I hit a wrong button and my post is gone. Uh-oh. I've done that too before. I've done that and closed out entire live streams. I was very careful though this time. Amy says, hi, Cass, before she hopped in. Hey, there's Cruising Cruisies. Hey, how are you? How has the hip surgery been, my friend? Yours, I hope, is going well. I haven't been catching up with you. It's been a heck of a week here, Cruising. Heck of a week, brother. And Wendy is saying to Cass, we always have walls. Mine is made of my family. Fabulous. Good words of wisdom. I think that's not the last comment. Socks. Oh, alpaca socks. Thank you. Thank you very much, Wendy. I heard that they are wonderful. I have wool socks that are very thin, but so incredibly warm. Love them. Love them. BB says, Japanese baking techniques are quite refined, I've learned. I've made some recipes that are next level. True. They just don't celebrate dense sugar bombs like we celebrate and overindulge with here in the West. True. And Cass is saying to Wendy, sick, darn it. I love alpaca wool. It's so silky warm. I knitted my husband a sweater in 100% alpaca, not knowing 100% alpaca keeps stretching. Oh my, I did not know that. The things that we learn every day on YouTube. And Cass is saying, George, thank you. There's Bacon Runner. Hey, hi, Donna. Hi, Jerry. I'm babysitting, but listening while I can. Well, welcome. And I'm glad that you're listening to us. And I'm glad that you're here. And I hope you're staying warm. And I hope the kiddos are enjoying their time with you. Cass is saying, hi, Amy. Looking forward to you and Jerry cook-off tomorrow. Yeah, it should be fun. Mine's going to be different. Remember, it is 100% Lion Diet approved carnivore beef stroganoff. How's she going to do it without the sour cream? You'll be interested in finding out. So good. Cass is saying to Wendy, I love knitting socks too. That used to be my husband's Christmas present. I bet they were beautiful. What a thoughtful gift, and beautiful nevertheless. I stopped after about 10 years. I've been itching to make another pair. I'm knitting a sweater for my niece. It's the first project I've knitted since the girls were born. Marvelous. Well, I wanted to say this before I got on the cell phone and started dehydrating. If anybody wants to pop on and talk, I can go for another hour. I welcome people to come on with me, of course. Click onto the link, come into the room. We can talk about anything you want to talk about while you all are deciding to come in or not to come in, at least for right now. The kids have taken over the living room with a massive sofa fort and every blanket in the house. It looks like a tornado. I did that too with my nephews when I would babysit my eldest sister who passed away from the complications of diabetes. I used to let the kids just go wild with forts and blankets and doing stuff because, well, I could do it. I liked going to my sister's house. She let me cook there. And when I was an up and coming cooker person, early teen, with a stove all to myself, I can cook whatever I wanted. I loved it. It was fabulous. Fabulous. Cass is saying, thanks, Jerry. George is saying, or Wendy is saying about Lainey. Lainey is doing so well. Good to hear she's getting some weight back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of weight, while you guys are deciding whether or not to come on, did that work? I'm going to hit it again. I'm not sure if it went through. I'll hit it again. George says, Cass, George, that's wonderful. Diabetes is no joke. No, it's not. Not at all. BB says, my daughters still do floor forts as teenagers. Guess who gets to fold all those blankets in the morning? Daddy does. You do. You do, no doubt. Bride's biscuit, Cass says, laughing out loud. So, new client of the week. New client of the week shows up Monday. Now, new client of the week is doing a modified, adjusted client schedule. For those of you that know, I do belly to belly, face to face coaching. Totally different than what the majority of you are doing out there because you guys do the internet side of it. I can't, other than Juliet in the gym, I'm speaking about her because I know that she does coaching in the gym, the physical side of it as well as the carnivore side. And Juliet is a beef, bacon, butter, and eggs kind of gal. Cass is giggling at BB. Yes, I know it's my cleanup job to sigh. They grow up and then you're going to wish that you were folding blankets. I had one and done. I understand that it looks like a bomb went off in a tornado. They grow up and your house gets real empty real fast. Yes, indeed. I haven't knitted since my stroke, but I was considering it, and the how-to is still in my head. My hands don't quite get the signal, says Wendy. Jerry, where's the link? I'll come on and say hello. Okay, let me try this again, George. Maybe I'm not doing it correctly. Okay, I just hit it now. Oh boy. Maybe my error, George. Let's try this. Maybe it's me. It's probably me. Sorry. Yes, please, if you want to come on, whomever. George, please, by all means, hopefully that works now. I don't know how to print or have it to the top of the page, though, as many people do, like Rick does and Old Guy Carnivore does. I don't doubt that for a second, Jerry, and I never lose sight of my blessings. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to have this on for a minute. I'll get to your comment in a second, Cass. We're going to have George pop in. Don't know how much of a delay there is. I want to say it's a minute with the delay trying to get people to come on. So I hope it works. I would love to hear from you, George. I could just listen to George and Lainey, anybody with an English accent, just dreamy. Love the voices. Love the voices. So while we're waiting for George, or is it me? Is my stream able to click on? You guys will have to answer that question because I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Cass commented, Wendy, I hear you. I used to knit for hours and not stopping. Hours on end, not stopping. And now I can only knit a few minutes without my wrists locking up on me. Oh, here says George. George, it takes me. George is saying, Jerry, it takes me to my own StreamYard account. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what to do, folks. Let me see if I have to open this up. Bear with me. I'm opening your channel here. I hope I don't lose you. I hope I don't lose you. Sign out. Oh, my Lanta. Trying to sign back in, see if this works. It's verifying. Is it really me? Now I have to enter my PIN. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Oh my goodness. I hope I don't get echoey though. I'm hoping I'm not going to be echoey. My apologies if I will be echoey. View my channel. Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, I hope this works. Please let me know if I'm echoey. Yes, indeed, George. Amy, are you? We need you. She's in her shower, de-redding herself or redding herself in her body. Hopefully, won't be all red. Who knows? Maybe if I don't cheat on carnivore for long enough, I could get that pain to subside. Love English accents too. I love them. Love them. I keep my joints limber, cold, sore, and beaten with combat martial arts. And I tell my clients, motion is the lotion. You must move to feel exactly what Wendy put down. Oh, George, I hope this is going okay. Martial arts, you go, lady. That's wonderful, says Cass. You'll figure it out, Jerry. Breathe. Breathe. Let me try. I'm going between two pages right now. Well, Wendy is saying, well, I can't walk straight, so I have to get some kind of exercise. Absolutely. It's like me after a period of time just sitting here. Oh, I have to readjust myself, refigure out myself, stand up and put some bacon in the dehydrator. Jerry. Hey, Well, what I did was I opened up the other page, YouTube, and then I have StreamYard going on a different tab. But I'm concerned that maybe I sound echoey. I sound echoey to you. You guys will have to let me know if I sound echoey. Where's Lewis? He'd know what to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cass is giving you heart to Wendy. You are so right. Where is Lewis? I know he would know what to do also. So as I was saying, I put have both tabs up. I'm concerned that maybe I sound echoey. Don't know if that's true. Now wait a second. How did I get to be Jerry 2 on my cell phone after I posted? I don't know. Someday I want to be like Dave Mack and suddenly realize I'm so much better. I can jump down the stairs. Wow. I'd be afraid I'd bust my hip if I jumped down the stairs. Would be incredible. I look at myself and I think, remembering what my grandmother was like, and think, I'm doing pretty well. I think I may not be able to run, but I think I'm doing better than my grandma did when she was my age, or my mother did. Well, my mother did have cancer, so, and she did die at 69. So I've outlived her cancer diagnosis. But praise God, I'm still here at 65. Next month, I'll be 65. And here comes the German Shepherd lady. Here comes the German Shepherd. Ladybug, where are you going? Or here comes Squeaky instead. Hi, Squeaky. There's Squeaky, you guys. And you hear her squeaking? Hi, girls. This kiss, want to give the mama a kiss too? Want to give the mama a kiss? There's Ladybug. Gotta get right in here because she's the big sister, right? Little dog entertainment time. Here's the German Shepherd. This is German Shepherd TV we're doing. You got monkey stuff by the baby. This is the German Shepherd mama voice. Ladybug, where's my kiss? That's a good girl. She's a very good girl. Squeaky, no, you don't belong in there. You don't belong there. I think Squeaky smells the bacon, and now Ladybug smells the bacon. I think Jackson didn't tell him to stop bugging him. Stop bugging me. Cass is giving Wendy a thumbs up. Well, if I knew how to do this technology, George, good grief, what is wrong with me? I see. I wonder if I click on this link, what would happen myself? Uh-oh. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. I felt like next to myself. How come I'm not blue? Good night, Lucille. What? Yes, those are German Shepherds. Ladybug is the German Shepherd, black. And Wendy, you're going to have to post what Squeak is because we were thinking Squeak was part Corgi and part German Shepherd. But Wendy came up with the proper name because Wendy, everything. Oh, here's Amy. What are you trying to do, Jerry? Technology, baby. I'm trying to get a stream link. Let's hit the referral. Click this. Should be showing up. Should be, hopefully. And then I click the show and put it on screen. So George was trying to click the link, but George was saying it keeps going back to his StreamYard. And I want to invite people onto my StreamYard. Is it even possible? I do it right, or did I have to love this up? I don't know. And we know, Amy, you are the technology. Amy to the rescue. Absolutely. Amy's to the rescue. Amy's sitting there all wet. Just got out of the shower. I can hear you. I can hear you in the shower. What is she trying to do? I gotta get out of here. I have to go help her. I need help. So, clicking on the link by my picture, this one right below, is that showing up or is it showing up over there, over here on the side of the chat? I don't know. Oh no. Damp Amy is better than no Amy. Truth. How, Wendy? I washed that gray right out of my hair. Uh-oh. Hey, that's the wrong Jerry. Oh, what do I do? Oh, let me click this one. Oh, maybe I figured it out. Let me see if I can invite. Do I have to invite guests? Invite. Oh, Amy, you have sent me the power. I think this works. Amy sent me the power right through the internet. The Amy power. See if that works. So stupid. Let's see if this works. Oh, I probably have to get myself off of this screen. Do I have to add myself? Whoa, this is scary. This isn't good. Twins, look what I'm doing. George is here. Thank you, the Lord. George to the rescue. Hooray. Thank you.
We did it, Jerry. Well, yeah, with good old Amy. As I said, Amy to the rescue. And who said a damp Amy is better than no Amy at all? And that's absolutely right. Can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay?
Do I sound? No? Everybody sound okay?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you fine. But okay. I'm not sure if I sound echoey.
No, you're fine. No problems at all. There is a trick when you go from when you're watching on YouTube and somebody puts the StreamYard link on the in the chat. When you press on the StreamYard, you've got to close down the YouTube, otherwise you do get the echo. So I learned that very early on. So yeah, so as I came onto StreamYard, I shut down my YouTube, and that will stop the echoes.
Okay, maybe that'll work now.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's good. Go right ahead, George. So it's so good to see you.
Yeah, we haven't done a lot together, have we, Jerry? Really? I mean, we were on the same coaching course together, and we do follow each other around in comments quite a lot. But it's very rare that we appear on screen together, so it's really nice to be here. It's absolutely great. I came shopping with you. Was it last week? I came shopping with you in chat. Was it the week before? I think it might be 2 weeks
before you did shopping with me. Yes.
That was when you had your hat and your ponytail. You were looking good.
That was a lazy hair day.
Yeah, but you came back and you did your hair because you went on live with somebody, didn't you, later on, I think? I can't remember who.
Yes, I had to fix it for Thomas because
Thomas, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who else we got?
Hi.
Hiya.
On too, Cass.
Hi, Cass.
Hi, George.
That's the first time we've met. Well, it's lovely to see you.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
I can. I
Good.
can't believe it.
We're all good then. No problems. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
congratulations, Cass. It's lovely to have you on board with the carnivore. And by the sounds of it, yeah, little baby steps you're getting there. No problems.
I am thrilled to be through day 2. I have been hitting the wall for like a couple of months now, where I get to the end of day 2, and then at night I justify that I need to have an orange, and then an orange leads to a banana, and then it leads to
Yeah.
cookies, and then so I don't even want to like put on the channel like I'm doing a challenge again, because I feel so bad, because I've got all these startups of a day or two, and then it goes flat. So I can't even handle that pressure. It's like if I get to a point where I feel more stable with it, then maybe I'll like officially do a challenge again to try to boost the channel. But like right now, it's very much just like trying to save my own butt, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Cass, Jerry, and myself are both coaches. Do you mind if I ask you what your why is? Have you chosen carnival?
Initially, it was because of my husband, his heart and kidney disease. And about a year and a half ago, when I stumbled upon carnivore, I tried to get him to consider it. Um, and since then, he's had a heart attack or two, and he's on statins, and they make him feel like crud. So I'm very much anti-statins. I mean, I think some people, they need blood pressure medication, but as far as cholesterol lowering medication, I am not a fan of the one that starts with an A. They make him more arthritic and more in pain, and so it's like it gets to the point where what's the point of being alive, and like maybe prolonging your life like a day if you're that miserable.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Do you know, Cass? Do you know the history of why cholesterol is supposed to be bad for you?
Because it was beneficial for the sugar company to say
Yeah,
that
true.
it
It's true.
was.
No, it was a guy called Ansel Keys back in the 1960s who decided to make a name for himself, and he decided that saturated fat was the problem. So he blamed cholesterol for heart attacks. It was in fact a complete lie, because the Jerry's nodding her head because she knows about the Seven Nations study. He actually chose 22 nations, studied them, and he decided that if with the nations that ate more fat were more likely to have a heart attack. So from 22 nations, he chose the 7 nations which fitted his graph and ignored the others. There was no correlation. He just made this perfect graph from 7 nations out of 22. It was a lie. It's as simple as that. And the other thing we can say is that basically the human race has been thriving for millions and millions and millions of years. And the first statin hit the market in 1987. So, how did we survive as a race without statins until 1987? And the other thing we have to say, of course, is that statins are $1 trillion industry throughout the world now. So,
That
yeah,
has nothing to do with it. The money has nothing to do with it. And I just heard that the what is it, the GLP-1 is
yeah,
going to replace that is that's the new big earner. So, I
that's
mean, at
great.
least that one actually can help people versus, I mean, maybe if they could just put all their money into that and leave everybody with cholesterol alone. I have a friend that was not even 40. And this is what scares me, is that people go in and they're put on statins before the age of 40, uh, and they're scared into it.
Yeah, we have
When
a,
I was 56 days on carnivore, where I've been doing it strict, I was due for my annual, and I don't have any reason to do it other than I don't know, if I get poison oak and I want to get a prescription for poison oak or something, medication. But I have dabbled on and off thyroid medication, and just like a teeny amount, like just to help boost, but not like an actual problem. Like I can live without. It's like Amy will laugh at me. It's like 25 milligrams. Like she'll laugh at me. She's laughing right now at me. But so I went in there for an annual, and my total cholesterol was over 500. My blood pressure was lower than it's ever been. So she told me that she thought I was dehydrated because I had low blood pressure. Like it couldn't be because I'm healthier, right? It has to be because I'm dehydrated. So, and then she's actually moving. So I just decided not to renew with the replacement doctor. But I mean, I honestly, that's something I've been dealing with is I've actually been a little bit freaked out. Like I've had to like work through that, even though I thought I'd worked through it before I started the channel. Is I actually had some doubt creep back in about, is this the best thing for my heart? You know, am I setting myself up to have problems? And I have had, I guess I'm thinking it's gallbladder. Maybe you could share with me, George or Jerry about this, about, sometimes after I eat, I do get like some pain right here, and I'm like, it's my heart, which I guess is natural given that my husband has had open bypass, you know, and everything. But I think it's just maybe that I'm not used to, my body's still not used to eating all that fat, and so it's my gallbladder not being able to keep up. It's kind of hard because you've got the liver right there, you've got the heart, and you've got the stomach kind of all overlapping. So I had to work through that, but I'm through that. I just, you know, I've done the vegan thing. I did the vegan thing, and I can't go back to that. Whenever I try to get on just like eating fruit and oatmeal, it's like, oh, I'll just start my day with oatmeal and I'll be fine. And then by the end of the day, I'm just like, I cannot stop. And then I wanted to blame the carnivore diet and go, well, it's the carnivore diet's fault that I can't, you know, like it's just a response to that. But no, it's not. It's like, yeah, I've never been somebody that's been obese, but I've definitely been somebody that has struggled with trying to find mental release and with food in a way that allows me to stay at a normal weight. Um, so I felt a little bit that like I didn't belong because I wasn't obese in the carnivore diet community, but I've done exercise to try to keep that off. So, which hasn't worked. I'm just sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired with carbohydrates. I'm really sick with them. I'm happy for people if they can eat them, if they can enjoy them, if they can have a balanced diet. And I'm not going to put energy into telling people not to do that, but I definitely want to create a space on my channel where I encourage people to know that it's okay to not feel like you're doing something wrong because you don't have asparagus next to your steak. Like, I just think that's wrong. And people certainly don't need fiber, but they need fat. I made that mistake. I went too lean when I first did carnivore, and then it caught up with me. And I think that was part of my problem too. And I lost weight really quick. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks, but I think I was eating too lean. And so all I wanted lately is just like a lot of fat, not much protein. So anyways, I am so thrilled that I can chat. I tried to do one chat on Mitch's channel like back a few months ago, and I was the stream was all like foggy and frozen up. So I don't know why it's working right now, if it's the time of day, if it's just that Jerry has magic powers, and I don't know. I don't know. I am
I
thrilled.
needed Amy to help me, and just having Amy help me.
I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Thank you.
So, Coach, have you got any thoughts on Cassie's question about the gallbladder?
Yeah, I can't see the
Jerry.
Well, I know that my own husband, had a gallbladder incident, and he was in way too much pain. We had to take him to the Mayo Clinic, and the doctor just said, listen, your gallbladder is this size and supposed to be this size, and his was this size. So my husband has the mindset he either wants a pill or a procedure to fix him. He chose the procedure and had the gallbladder removed, but my husband's also on statins and refuses to listen to me because I am Dr. Google after all.
Right. Don't argue with Dr. McDougall. Dr. McDougall.
Yes. Yes. So he also says that I cook terribly now because remember, everything that I cook is very simple. You're hungry, you get some meat, you feed the dogs, you feed yourself. I eat dog food. It is what it is. But I would say in my own body experience, I cannot go back to vegetables because I don't like that personal feeling what it did to my body. And it made my stomach feel very, very upset. And the sense of urgency to use the restroom and the pain in my gut. I love oatmeal. Don't misunderstand. I love oatmeal. And if my dad was alive today, I would probably want to have some, but I would suffer terribly if I ate the oatmeal, though, pain wise, in my stomach and my colon. Oh,
Have we lost Cass? Cassie, can you hear us, or are you just? We've lost her, but she'll be back, I hope. Because I think I've got some thoughts for Cass actually, because where she was indicating the pain was, that's not gallbladder. That's definitely not, because Lainey had her gallbladder out, and it's right down in the abdomen. Hi, Cassie, you back?
I
There we go.
think
Can
so.
you hear us?
My signal is I can't see either of you.
Yeah, Cass, I was just saying to Jerry that the way you were indicating the pain. Oh no, she's gone again.
Darn it.
No good, Cass.
We can hear you. Okay.
You can hear me okay?
Right, okay, I should keep right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll try
Cass, can you-
clicking out again because I want to be able to. Oh, I just heard that, George.
Yeah, Cass, Lainey just come in and said that she had a gallbladder out many years ago, and she said that the pain started in her sternum, just around here. Would that be where you are? Just in between the chest and the abdomen, basically. No.
Yeah, it's all blocked. I think I'm going to get off so I can actually hear you, not being on the stream. Something's happened with my signal. I'm sorry.
Okay, Cass, lovely to meet you. Give her a chance to come back in.
I put Lainey's comment on here that she had her gallbladder out 17 years ago, and Dr. Nelson advised ox bile supplement as the fat gives her terrible diarrhea. Obviously, the cancer meds don't help, which is true to that too. And I remember that with my mother, because when I would feed her certain fatty foods, that contraindicated with her cancer medication, and then I'd be having to change her diaper often. And she had her gallbladder as well, George. My mother had her gallbladder at the end.
I've got a cat talking to me down here. So basically, Cass, yes, it's great to see you here. And like as Amy says, the carnivore diet is not a fat loss diet. It's not a weight loss diet. It is a health diet. I think we had Donna Ray in the chat earlier on the Bacon Runner. Donna Ray is another case of somebody coming to the carnivore diet, not because they were overweight and obese, but because they came through what we call inspiration versus desperation. There was nothing actually wrong with her, but she'd actually done her research and realized that the best way of keeping nothing wrong with her was to actually come and join the carnivore community. I was talking to her the other day, and she was saying, "Oh, I don't really feel I belong in the carnivore community because I didn't really have anything wrong with me." But I said, "No, yours is the best story out there, Donna Ray, because you did it through inspiration, not desperation." I came to the carnivore diet through desperation, Cass. You said about not. This is my story. That is me when I came to the carnivore diet, and that's now. So
that's amazing.
I've got a lot of admiration for those of you who come to the carnivore diet without being obviously ill, because to me that shows really good critical thinking, and it shows that you really want to join it. So it's all about mindset, and you've actually accepted the fact that the carnivore diet is probably going to be better. Just to pick up on something you said earlier, you said that you really feel tempted late at night. You validate the need to have an orange, and then you have a banana. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, it always starts with an orange. My family loves those little like mandarin oranges, and it's difficult as I have in seeing any difference in a lot of ways between an orange and any other type of sugar. I still prefer my kids to snack on fruit versus other things.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I have a lot of fruit in the house, and that's what has been getting me every time is either a mandarin orange or kind of a keto concoction where I mix cacao butter, which does have a little bit of carbohydrate in it, with butter and stevia. And I've noticed those two things that they set me off. And then before I know it, I'm running to the races.
Yeah, that was a clue I was looking for. When you said you've got a family who aren't carnivore, that's what makes life more difficult. I'm 60 years of age, and so is Lainey, my wife, and the kids have all flown the nest. We're both carnivore, so we don't have the temptation in the house anymore. That's a great thing. We had a fabulous lesson on Wednesday evening with Dr. Nelson and Coach Becker on the Kills Health course, and it was all about this. Basically, how do you arrange your pantry so that the temptation, when you still got kids, but the temptation is not there. The recommendation is to put the kids stuff or the family stuff at a very low level in the pantry, because they can get to it easily. Right? As you walk in the pantry, you look at it and you think, it's not there. It's not in your eyesight. Jerry, were you on that call on Wednesday evening? I can't remember.
Which call was that?
The class, the second cohort.
Yes, when I'm at work. Yes, I am. Yes.
Yeah. So you saw Becca as well, didn't you? And I think that's what she was saying. That just make it more. Even when you've got kids, just make it put their stuff slightly different from yours. Mm-hmm. So it kind of separates it in your mind. So it's no longer a family thing. It's a kind of a me and them thing. It's I haven't tried it myself, but maybe it does work. Obviously the little ones can reach down to the lower shelf a lot easier than you can. So put all the fruit on a lower shelf and have your preferred snacks. Now, the other thing do you have any ideas about carnivore friendly snacks, so that when you want an orange or a banana, you've got something else you can go to as a snack? Have you thought about it?
It's my meat drawer. So I've got, the ham, the cheese. I am doing dairy right now. I was not doing cheese at first, but I have found that cream cheese and cheddar cheese does work for me. So I basically, I almost feel like no one else really touches the meat drawer. So I'm talking like already cooked, processed, like lunch meats and stuff. So I kind of feel like that's my space in the fridge. And then the shelf that has the eggs and the bacon and everything. Obviously my family eats that every morning. I make that every morning for them, but I feel like, well, that's my space. And then I've got.
Oh, we lost her again. She was gone.
George, can you clue Amy? Cass was saying that her pain was below her breast, but not below her sternum, correct?
I think so. But Lainey just came in to the room and indicated where her gallbladder pain starts, and it was very similar to where Cass was actually indicating.
Sorry, somebody just called in on my phone, and I canceled out of it, and for some reason it pulled me off. So I like sipping on salty. I like hot dogs, which I know do have a carb or two in them, but they work okay for me. I like pre-cooked chicken sausages. I found a brand that doesn't have any added sugar in it. So I other than like my breakfast and sometimes like some fresh meat that's cooked at dinner, I kind of snack all day, which I know is very uncarnivore, but it keeps my blood sugar stable and it keeps my kind of cravings at bay. Which is like if I'm not hungry enough to have a hot dog or a piece of ham or some cheese, I don't think I can justify eating anything else. And I do realize too that I struggle with hydration. So when I'm wanting an orange, I think I really am wanting water and possibly electrolytes, which I have not been in the habit of taking. I've just relied on salt. So
absolutely. When you like that, maybe a bit. I drink a little bit of salted water. If I feel like I need electrolyte, I used to suffer really badly from leg cramps. So I was using salty water to fight that. But now I've discovered that if I just simply add more and more salt to my meat, then the leg cramps haven't come back. Now, the other thing I was going to suggest is I transitioned for 18 months from low carb through keto to carnivore. So I knew nothing of the carnivore community. I didn't even know I thought carnivores were lions. So when I started in March 2022, I was told that all carbs are sugar by a very kind nurse. Then a workmate told me about keto, but I had no idea of carnivore. So it was a very slow process, me eliminating stuff gradually. Now, I found that when I went carnivore, my replacement therapy for fruit and various like dark chocolate I used to eat as well. My replacement therapy, and also potato chips, as you guys call it. I think you have the Lay's brand over there. We have something very similar here in the UK. They were my downfall as well. But what I did is I discovered pork rinds, or pork scratchings, as we hear them, and they call them in the UK. They're not perfect, but they are basically low carb, and they are genuine pork product. So they became my replacement for chips. And chorizo and salami, which are deli meats, again not perfect. They do have dextrose in them, but they're a lot better than a banana or fruit. So they were my go-to as a snack in the evening, for example. What else have I used as replacement therapy? Those two things mean. Oh yeah, cheese as well. Yeah, definitely cheese as a carnivore junk food. Now I'm nearly 4 years in now, Cass. So I've kind of reached a point where I'm going fairly strict line, because as I said in the chat earlier, I'm not sure if you were there, but I've been lying now for 24 days plus coffee. I haven't tried taking a coffee away from me, no chance. But yeah, before January, I was suffering really badly. I was itching quite a lot at night, and going lion eliminated the eggs from my diet. And I suddenly realized today that after 24 days in, that itching has stopped. So yeah, I'm afraid the eggs have gone from the diet now. So but what I'm getting at, Cass, is I've been on a 4-year elimination journey, to the point where I've gone through the deli meats, the cheese, the eggs, the fish, the smoked mackerel, for example. I probably could still get away with that, but it's a gradual process, and you've got to work it out for yourself. And don't panic because you hit 2 days and then you have something minor. But I mean, you're on day 3 now, which is really good. So it's clear that your mindset is changing and you're realizing it. So yeah, and also you say that it's mainly in the evenings that you stray. So
yeah, it's in the evenings. And when I went 6 weeks without cheating. And then I started trying to add in some, I justified blueberries, which is very innocent, right? And yogurt. And I have found that if I have a little bit of Greek yogurt that's sweetened with stevia, I do okay if it's like a couple bites. But I had yogurt and blueberries, and then I had a cucumber salad with tomato and like fish. And I did that within a couple days, and my stomach exploded. But then after that, it was like every 4 or 5 days, I would try to like have a little cheat. And then just over the months, because I started the channel like 6 months ago, so it just got where the intervals got shorter and shorter, to the point where I was struggling to get back to burning through all the carbohydrates that I had eaten. To where I could get my blood sugar and my mood stable again. Because for me, it is, I'm not on like depression medication or anything like that, but I definitely am somebody that is very sensitive to that realm. And I have noticed that I feel much less down on carnivore. And so being stuck in that limbo of like feeling like really good for a second with carbohydrates, and then feeling like absolute just like so depressed. So I am thrilled. And last night I was struggling. So last night I was actually watching a vegan channel. I was watching a vegan channel, and I was like really trying to like justify to myself like, and then I just got off of it, and I said, you know what, I really need to like unsubscribe from this channel, because like I can't do it. I'm too vulnerable, especially at night. And that's one thing I would suggest is anybody that is struggling like me, is to like get rid of all of like the health channels that aren't carnivore related, because until you have an isolated experience like I did, it's too easy to justify doing something else. I mean, if I scroll for like 5 minutes on my phone, I get completely confused about anything that I ever thought I knew about what was helpful with diet.
I think probably if I was in your situation and I knew there's fruit in the house later in the evening, I think probably what I try and do is think, right, I'm just going to stuff myself now with pork rinds or chorizo or deli meats or sausages or bacon. Just stuff yourself until you just don't want to eat any more, because that way you'll actually, you'll feel full, and you would have you would have eaten some what I call carnivore junk food. But it's a lot better than going to the fruit which is full of fructose. Fructose is the worst of the sugars on account of the fact that it cannot be metabolized like glucose. It has to go to the liver to be metabolized, and in the same way as alcohol, which is why children are getting non-alcoholic fatty liver disease now for overconsumption of fructose.
And type 1 too. There's such an increase in the children.
Absolutely, exactly right. And basically, in order to metabolize fructose, the liver has to borrow from its own energy. So it has to actually add phosphates to fructose, which means that it steals from its own energy source, which is called adenine triphosphate, anyway, ATP. And the phosphate part of it gets stolen. And that actually robs you of energy, because the liver is borrowing from its own energy source to metabolize fructose. So if that's a kind of another motivating factor, I suppose, knowing that if you're about to eat that orange or banana, then you are going to feel worse, because your liver is going to have to steal from its own energy sources, which is what makes you feel like crap, basically, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and
So,
and to bring that up too, people, they get fatty liver either from what you're talking about with diet or from alcohol. And for me, I quit drinking at 15 because after just a couple years of doing like what teenagers do to experiment, like I was in a psychiatric ward, and I tried to slit my wrists, and I was not in a good place. So I've been sober since the age of 15. I'm 36 now. But I've watched it destroy my family. I've watched it destroy. I don't go to the funerals anymore, but I've just seen too many people that have, not done well. And so I think that I definitely have a predisposition to my liver not being able to tolerate sugars, because I don't see that there's the difference between that and alcohol. And I have a lot of people that I know that don't drink, but they're destroying their health with their liver from sugar.
Absolutely. So you have a very strong why, because you've done your research. You understand why you are doing it, which is really good. And it's just getting the mindset, really. The late at night when you're tired, you're vulnerable. Get that, get that mindset of thinking, right, instead of going for the fruit, I'm going to go for the sausage, the bacon, the cheese, the eggs, hard-boiled eggs. That's another good one, actually. Not good for me now, but hard-boiled eggs are a very good fridge raiding snack. There's no question about that. Tins of sardines as well. They're very popular at the moment. In our little
during
group,
the summer, I did. Yeah.
But again, they're just an easy access. Open them quickly, and they're just something to eat. And then so you're taking your mind off the fruit. I think that might be the thing. You've done the research, and of course, how long have you known us, the carnivore community? How long have you been in the community?
I haven't been engaging, but I was a silent watcher of Kelly, and of Anthony, and of Ken Berry for probably I want to say maybe 3.5 or 4 years back. But I didn't actually, and then so I after I lost weight with my last son, I was up at 180 and kind of did keto style to get down. But I was watching this stuff, and then I tried to go, but again, I couldn't get through like a day or two. But when we moved here, like 6 months ago, I just decided I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and I'm going to try carnivore. And because I figured I would need the accountability, and I did. I literally had to post every time I ate, and it was the only way that I wouldn't cheat. And sometimes I literally would make 10 shorts in a day because, I had another piece of ham, and it was ridiculous and annoying to people, I'm sure, but that's what I had to do. And so what happened too is I stopped doing that. Like I was trying to find a balance between being accountable for myself and posting it online without driving myself crazy, because I do have 3 kids and a sick husband. And I just, I went to the other extreme. So I'm trying to find that now, where right now I'm just kind of posting in the morning, like my big breakfast. That's usually when I have the most time. Just try to, so.
Yeah,
Is
when
it
you ran,
because of the children? Maybe all the children are sleeping and maybe you're bored. Is it maybe you should, as you were saying, picking
Some-
up the watching grandma's channel and doing the crocheting along keeps
Right.
your hands busy, your mind listening to
I do. I
grandma.
do need. I need to get on Grandma's Knitter Crochet live. I need to do that. It actually her and Amy talking about it. I haven't actually been on her live, oddly enough, but I've
Ooh,
heard.
yeah.
I've been on Amy's lives and her talking about Grandma Crochet so much that I actually went. I really need. And then my sister, who just started knitting, through one of her yarn projects at me. So I have a knitting project that just my hand gets all locked up, so I can only do it for a few minutes, but. I definitely need to find ways to relax. And the kids are only asleep half the time. And that's part of the problem too, is trying to get them to bed early enough so that I'm not like stress eating. And that's what I would do is it's like 7 o'clock. I haven't gotten the kids to bed yet. And so between like 7 and 9, I'm like in the kitchen trying to get them last snacks or whatever. And I want to have something to help me to de-stress, which carbohydrates have been my go-to. And I've had a really hard time with ice cream because oftentimes that's the last snack of the day. And I go, well, it's mostly fat, right? There's just a little bit of sugar in it. And I know I can make carnivore ice cream really easy. That's not it. It's just that it's there and it's in my face. And it just like I'm just gonna have one bite and then, and then it's not one bite. So
okay. Yeah, so a couple of points, Cass. First one, you might have saw me grinning when you mentioned those three names, Ken, Anthony, and Kelly, because guess what? Those were the three people who brought me to carnivore. The first two carnivore videos I found, the first one was Woman Eats Only Meat for 13 Years. That was Ken Berry and Kelly Hogan. I couldn't believe the transition in Kelly Hogan. And then the next one I found was Plants Are Trying to Kill You by Anthony Chaffee. So, yeah, the reason I smiled is because those are my three. I think Helix is asking.
and Professor Bart K, as
Oh, Barty.
outlandish as he is, I've watched a lot of him, and I've been on a lot. I've listened on a lot of his lives since I actually
Yeah,
committed to carnivore.
I had a bit of an interaction with Bart the other day because I very rarely go on his channel, and I didn't think he knew who I was, but I asked him a question about rugby because he's a rugby man the other day, and he said, "Oh, hello, George. We don't usually see you on our channel." I thought, crikey, Bart K knows who I am. I thought, you really made it in the carnival world when Bart actually knows you from your channel name. But yeah, and the other thing I want to say is that Helix was asking if you were. Helix, are you asking if Cass is Bacon Runner? No, she's not. Donna Ray is Bacon Runner from Maine. Donna Ray was one of the other fantastic ladies who came here not to lose weight, or because she came here because she knew that it was going to be better for her, help her in her running and she still runs marathons now. I'm not quite sure what age she is, but she's older than me, I think, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so and also Helix, I think you're doing a fine job as well, because I've watched you come out of yourself, and it's great that you're taking interest in that literature that we're talking about. Yeah, feel free to ask me anytime the literature questions. Thomas Hardy, Jerry, I think you were watching Jane Eyre the other night, weren't you, Jerry?
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Were you watching Jane Eyre the other night? Did I see you saying?
I don't believe I was. No.
Okay, wasn't you then? Must have been some. Not been Terry Girl. Yeah, but Helix has joined us fairly recently, and she's really again a fairly young person who's joined the community, and she's got a great interest in literature as well, which I'm helping her with, because she's got interest in period novels from England, and she's starting to read the Thomas Hardy novels like Far from the Madding Crowd. So that's great. It's it's just wonderful. We've got such a marvelous community, and we all support each other. And we've just been talking about Grandma's Crochet Corner, who's Barbara, and she is absolutely prolific. While I was waiting to come on, I checked my YouTube, and she's only just gone and posted another song, the Dave Mack song. She's actually given the Dave Mack his own song. So when we finish here, I should be going to listen to that. But I mean,
I want to pose this question to you, George, and see what your opinion is, and then I'll give you mine. Mason asked, has any doctor, carnivore expert, any Jedi figured why carbs bother some and not others? I'll give you the floor first, George.
Insulin resistance. You get away with it when you're young, and gradually you build up insulin resistance. It takes most of us into our 40s or 50s before we really succumb to carbohydrates. Being an ex-soldier and an athlete, I tried to outrun a bad diet right up until the age of 40. Then I kind of gave up, and you saw from my picture what happened to me when I gave up. That's when the carbs kicked in. Up until then, they didn't. So carbs will eventually get everybody, I think, or not necessarily. You might get away with it all your life, but for the majority of people, insulin resistance will lead to Alzheimer's and the increase in fat. Not necessarily subcutaneous fat that makes you obese, but probably the tofu, thin on the outside, visceral fat, in other words. It is damaging. So I don't think that it's not a question of carbs bother some and not others. I think it's more of an age, a generational thing. I think when you're young, you can burn the sugar, you can actually deal with the carbs. Insulin is working properly. But as you get older, then before your HbA1c goes up, then your insulin levels get higher and higher until such time as the cells start ignoring the insulin. It's a bit like crying wolf, I suppose. At first the cells will always respond properly to insulin. But as insulin gets more and more, as they get used to it, they just simply ignore it, which is why Alzheimer's has become such a problem now. Because in older people, insulin resistance means that the glucose cannot cross the blood-brain barrier to get into the brain cells, and therefore the brain starts deteriorating, which is why we recommend the ketogenic diet for Alzheimer's. Because basically ketones, which are the preferred source of energy for the brain, they do not require the assistance of insulin to cross the blood-brain barrier. So yeah, I think to answer your question, Mason, I think it's a question of insulin resistance is what you need to look up to discover why some people are bothered and some aren't. Paul Saladino is a classic case. A young, fit guy, was carnivore, went back to carbs. He's a surfer. He lives in the sun. He hasn't slowed down in life yet, and he's getting away with it, as Bart would say. Paul Salad, I don't know. So some people appear to get away with it, but eventually it all catches up with, I would guess.
Now, for me, I always hate the expression when people say you have to listen to your body. Just that sentence one cannot comprehend if you're listening to your body at 8:00 at night, like I used to. When I worked first shift at 8:00 at night, I'd listen to my body telling my body, feed me potato chips, feed me the popcorn, feed me the ice cream. And now, as I enter walking into age 65, I don't listen to that same person because I know better. And perhaps it was the Kilts class that taught me this. Perhaps it was 15 years, and I'm not telling anybody to do extreme fasting because this channel, we all on this panel are not doctors and we don't pretend to be experts. However, I can tell you with certainty that my body feels better on the 15th year than I did on the first year I did my fasting. And whatever Oprah hears, this food noise Oprah hears, I don't hear it. Oprah's older than me. Oprah's been on the scene of prominency more on the television, internet, etc., just being Oprah herself. We're lowly people in Podunk, Wisconsin, that just want to feel better. So my why is very strong. My mother died burning herself from cancer from the inside out. I don't want that for myself. So my why supersedes the Lay's potato chips and the popcorn and the Breyers ice cream. To me, I can speak of that. My why is super strong.
Yeah.
That's my elevator pitch.
No, I hear you. And one of the things I've suspected with my husband too, he's really lean. I mean, when we first got married, I like made pineapple upside down cake every day for him, like or twice a week. So I put 20 pounds on him, but he was always a skinny guy because we were contractors and he was really active. And he still is, despite being in bed half the time. He'll go and try to do firewood or do something and be really physically active. Now he's never been diagnosed as diabetic, but I can't help but think that part of what happened to him or what is happening to him is due to the carbohydrates, coupled with the old Hep C treatment, which fried his heart and his kidneys because he didn't drink water. But I also did a lot of running. I was at a point maybe 10 years ago, 15, where I would go run 70 miles a week. I'm not a fast runner, but I was committed to doing my miles, and I did not drop a pound. I'm 5'3", George, but I was about 150 pounds then, 155 pounds, despite running 70 miles a week, and trying all types of things, including the vegan diet. I've tried the vegan diet more than once, and I've tried the starch diet, the raw vegan diet, where you eat like big smoothies, and none of it shifted anything for me. And then with carnivore, I literally sat on my butt making, YouTube video shorts and dropped 16 pounds in 6 weeks. Other than like cleaning house, like I literally, I like went on a couple walks, but like, did a few sprints because people suggest that that's healthier. For some people, they try to do sprint intervals to help with internal fat. So I've done a little bit of that, but nothing that adds up to anything calorically, just to relax. And that's how I feel about exercise now, is when it comes to weight loss and health, it's about how can I use exercise to relax? But absolutely, it's 100% about diet. You have to get the diet right. And that's just taken like 20 years to figure out.
Yeah. To tell you my story, I'm a former athlete and soldier and rugby player and everything. But I tried to outrun a bad diet. I couldn't. I just kept, and I gave up in the end. But since going carnivore, I've lost 120 pounds. But an inguinal hernia and knees which no longer function mean that I can no longer do the cardiovascular disease that I used to do. I can't lift because of the hernia, so I'm completely snookered when it comes to exercise other than walking. So my entire daily exercise for the last 4 years has been the occasional long walk and basically going shopping, walking around town, and living daily life. I've lost 120 pounds without any cardiovascular exercise. So what you just said, Cass, is absolutely right. It is not about the exercise. It's not about the cardio. It's not about the high intensity interval training. It's not about lifting. It's about what you eat. It really is. So, yeah.
Amy, I still like to shop. I like to park as far away from like, the farthest from the parking lot. I like to, I don't go out of my way to not do like heavy lifting or whatever. I mean, you need to maintain your body, but it's a very different focus between trying to maintain your body and trying to go on these like 90-day rapid weight loss. I'm going to spend 2 hours in the gym and, do weightlifting and expect something to change. It does not. It's not practical.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick one for Amy, really. Amy's saying that she never gets full. Amy, could that be something to do with your recent diagnosis? Because and
Mason said that too. Both Amy and Mason, both of them.
Amy's had a recent diagnosis of something, and I'm just wondering whether that could be
thyroid.
Hyperthyroid.
Hypothyroidism. Is that a possibility? Jerry, Amy, you're a coach. Can you answer your own question? I don't know, but that's just a suggestion.
My understanding is when your thyroid is messed up, it affects your hunger signals. It absolutely affects everything when it comes to diet. And a lot of people do when they get on thyroid medication. I'm sure it'll happen to Amy too. Is like you'll automatically like drop 10 pounds because of thyroid function being restored to normal. And the thing about normal is again, just like all the other tests, it's based on what sick people that go into the clinic get tested for. And that's the normal. It doesn't mean it's normal healthy, it's normal sick. So a lot of people, even if they are in the normal range of thyroid, actually sometimes can do better if they take a little dose of thyroid thyroid medication, which is why I did it. And I do think I benefited from it, but I don't want to deal with the doctors for something that I may be able to get the benefit from the carnivore diet, because I don't actually have a thyroid problem. But like people that are severely off.
Cassie, you got this. You've clearly been doing your research, because you're coming out with exactly. The median is the normal range now is sick people, because everybody's sick. So of course, when we're outside of the normal range, they say, "Look at you, you're abnormal." Yeah, of course we are, because we are healthy. You lot aren't. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Cass. What you just said there. I think Bart Kay talks about that quite a lot, if I'm right. And I know that Coach Stephen Thomas from the UK does. He talks about the normal ranges being the sick ranges and not the healthy ranges. So yeah, it makes sense.
And with the cholesterol, I've really had to, to look at this, because I am what would be considered a hyper responder, a lean hyper responder, because I'm not overweight. But when I went on carnivore, mine went from like normal cholesterol, like, way up. And so I have found comfort in hearing that message from people that are keto or on carnivore, that you should not be concerned. If anything, maybe you are healthier having higher cholesterol. And it was not a fasted test by any means, but there's just so many people scaring. And there's like that guy named Lane. I forget what
Lane
Norton. Yeah, so he makes all of these videos that I've watched a lot of in the last month, mocking people for like being proud that they have high cholesterol. And I'm not necessarily saying that is what we should strive for, but we certainly shouldn't be scared off from running a proper experiment. And then you have the people that have a stroke or a heart attack and they blame carnivore, but what were they eating before for how many decades?
Exactly.
So I don't feel like
my cholesterol story is interesting, because basically I had, I can't remember exactly, but my cholesterol went up as I was healing. As I started to improve my diabetes and my triglycerides and everything else, and my weight started coming down, I went for one of those full body tests, and all the markers were superb, apart from my cholesterol, which was up to 285, I think. 7.1 here in the UK anyway. So they didn't call me in and say, "Congratulations for losing X amount of pounds. Congratulations for having low triglycerides. Congratulations for not having type 2 diabetes." All they said was, "You've got high cholesterol. We want to sell you a statin." And it came from a doctor who I'd never met, never spoken to. I couldn't even picture him. So I treated that text message, and it was a text message with the contempt it so richly deserved. Now it's interesting, because I was still had a long way to go on that healing journey at that time. But the following year, I went back, and I expected, because I'd gone even more carnivore, I expected my cholesterol to have gone up again, but it didn't. It actually went down. It dropped down to about 205. I spoke to DC Rebuilding, if you know DC from Australia, okay. And he reckons that basically what had happened is that my body had needed, while it was repairing, while it was healing, it had needed more cholesterol to repair the damage that I've been doing over the years. But once I basically healed, the body said, "Okay, we don't need as much cholesterol anymore to repair our cells." So the liver then stopped producing quite as much cholesterol to repair the cells. So my cholesterol dropped down to 205. They still try to sell me a statin on the basis of 205.
right.
And
I heard that the standard level changed, so it used to be like 300. So I don't know how long ago, if it was like a decade or 2 or 3 ago, but they actually shifted that, which is convenient for them. They can move the numbers around, just like they can move around what the healthy BMI is or whatever. So.
Remember what I said about the year. What year did statins come in? 1987. Oddly enough, shortly after that, they started dialing down the acceptable level. Why? So they could sell more statins.
Okay,
so,
there you go.
Yeah, it's all about the money, Cass. It's all about the money.
Boy, your wife is spot on with that comment, because that was me with the not small bag of crisps, or we call it potato chips, and the sour cream. I would literally have the huge bag with the 16-ounce container of the sour cream. That's bringing back some days, let me tell you, Lainey. Woo.
Yeah, I'm nearly getting triggered about Pringles, actually, because I'm a veteran of the first Gulf War, and up until the first Gulf War, we hadn't seen Pringles in this country. And then during the first Gulf War, I was on seconded duty to the US Marine Corps. And so I had access to your PX, and that is the first place ever I discovered Pringles. And I became addicted to Pringles, courtesy of the United States Marine Corps and the PX. So, so yeah, thank you, America. And of course, when we all came back from serving in the Gulf War, we all came back with these stories of Pringles, and next thing you know, they started appearing on the UK supermarket shelves. So yeah, one knock-on effect of the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, was the arrival of Pringles in the UK, and they were a real weakness for me. I love their sour cream and onion flavors. And once you pop, you can't stop.
I am a sucker for potato chips. My husband's one rule is people should not eat should not buy potato chips. So we actually rarely had chips in our house because I always felt like he was looking down on me if I bought them. So I would get small bags, like the bag you can finish home before you get home from the grocery store.
25 gram bag on it.
Yeah, the small gram bags. And on occasion when I have gotten them for the kids because they bug me, or even the rice cakes, like the salted cheesy rice cakes, those are healthy, right? Well, I'll get them in theory. I'll get them in theory for the kids, right? Because the kids have to have a snack brought to school, once a week or whatever to help, with the teachers and an afternoon snack. So I'll get in these. I'm like, well, at least they're rice cakes. The kids will probably eat them. And then I had to get 2 boxes because I would complete one box nearly. And this has 20 portions, 20 little mini bags or 15 mini bags. And I would nearly eat 2/3 of that or so by myself before the kids could even get to it. And then I'd feel so bad and guilty as a mom because they'd ask me well, where are they? And I'd be like, they're gone. I don't know what happened to them. So, and same thing with cookies. If I bake, it's I'll bake a bunch of chocolate chip cookies or whatever, and then they'll have some, and then they're just sitting there, and no one's noticing them, and they look so sad and neglected, and I just have to eat them. So, yeah.
Just to talk about the potato chips, or crisps as we call them. You have Lay's potato chips, and Lay's are known as Walkers over here. They're exactly the same company, but just with a different name. Lay's, I think, is a slight connotation in English that might not have in America. They were a big weakness of mine. And now there was a crossover period in between me going carnivore and then Laney following me, during which time our drawer was full of Walker's crisps. And they were my absolute weakness because I, very much like yourself, Cass, late at night when I wanted a snack, instead of going for the carnivore friendly stuff, I would come down and I knew that the Walker's crisps, the Lay's chips, were in the drawer, and that's what I go for. So quite a few times when I was trying to go carnivore, I too would succumb to the late night munchies, as you might call it, and I would go for what I liked rather than what I should eat. So yes, thankfully now Lady has learned the power of carnivore against cancer. So we just don't have any of that stuff in the house. Although I will say one thing though, we do have the kids cupboard when the grandchildren come round. Laney is known as Nana Scooby Snacks. And the Scooby Snacks are little chocolate bars, that sort of thing. But remember what I said about out of sight, out of mind? They are in a very low cupboard that I probably couldn't get down to at my knees now, and they're in a shut cupboard. So they're just completely out of sight, out of mind. I'm not a big fan of chocolate, but I was back in my youth. But they are there, but only the kids really know that they're there. And when they come around, they will be allowed into there for their little chocolate bar or whatever it is. It's they're 10 and 6, I think. So it's a bit harsh to try and explain.
I'm the opposite. I almost feel like the day hasn't really been a day if I haven't had chocolate in one form. I'm somebody that one way or the other. I mean, if a dessert doesn't have chocolate in it, what is the point of having that dessert?
Yeah, when I was transitioning, I used to use the 85% chocolate, the very dark chocolate. We can get little small bars here, and I used to eat at least 1 or 2 of those a day when I was going through keto because they are very low carb. Then I discovered oxalates, and the dark chocolate has a lot of oxalate in it. And eventually, I'll say that my journey was one of gradual elimination. I got rid of all the obvious stuff first, and then I studied keto, and I discovered that dark chocolate was low carb. I discovered that avocados and cucumber were low carb, olives were low carb, all keto. So I stuck with all those, and onions and tomatoes as well. So yeah, all in all, yeah, it took me.
Well, funny you should bring those.
18 months to go full carnivore.
The thing about those is they're sneaky. So one of the other things is like a pickle. Like, I'm just going to have a pickle slice next to my burger because it's going to taste so much better. And then I start thinking, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with pickles or onions or, people do adding those things to their meat here or there, sprinkling them or whatever. I'm just saying that currently, I literally cannot have a pickle. In the last 3 days, yesterday, I really wanted a pickle. And I'm like, no, if I really want a pickle, I can have the salt. I mean, I could even down some vinegar if I think I need vinegar. But for some reason, a pickle, it breaks the line into I'm officially having vegetables. And for some reason, when I do that, the vegetables lead to the fruit and the fruit leads to whatever. So it's kind of silly. It probably won't be like that forever, but that is how it is right now for me. But or tomato, having a slice of tomato with cream cheese. It's, it's normal. You're normal now because you're having a tomato. I don't know why it is. It's not normal to have cream cheese by itself, but if you have it with the tomato, then you're being healthy and normal. So yeah.
Or listening to sometimes maybe it's a trigger of some sort to bring you what brings me to the pickle is the fatty pork pernil that I'll make. That will cut the fatness, having that little pickle, but then I just limit myself. And then I think back of when I would have the pork pernil with the potatoes and all the other things, the seed oil dressings that I would put on Thousand Island seed oil I'm referring to. So if I just have a pickle with pork from the slow cooker, that's okay because I'm not having the other stuff that will put the fat on me or make me be in the bathroom the next day. Not a good feeling. What are those trigger moments? And if you have a trigger moment though, Cass, how do you feel the next day? Does it make you feel good to feel bad the next day?
No, and that's what I came to. And so when I kind of got into this carb cycling thing where it was I do carnivore for 4 or 5 days, just long enough to get the carbs out of my system that I'd eaten before deciding I was gonna start in again is I initially I was able to remember that I didn't want to be puffy and swollen, but because as I got further and further away from where the carb days were more and the carnivore days were less, it's I'm every day I am swollen. I am very swollen. Last night I mean, yeah, I'm swollen. My hands are swollen, my feet are swollen. I'm living in my pajama pants. Oh, I've got a kid. I gotta go. Thank you so much, George, Jerry. I love you.
We will,
Thank you so much.
We'll definitely speak again.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe in the storm. Okay.
Bye.
Yes. We're coming on. Thank you.
Oh, sweetie, what's going on?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to skedaddle as well. I think Jerry, we've had a good hour or so, I think, haven't we? So it's been great to come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that you came on, George. Thank you so much, and thank you, Lainey.
You know me, Jerry. I can't resist. I can't resist an invitation, especially from a lovely lady like yourself. So there we go. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have an early night tonight. I shall be either on with Grandma or I shall be in her chat from about 1 o'clock your time. I think I should probably be up at 6 a.m. my time. So yeah, if you're around there, I shall be. And anybody else who's around, Helix, I know you like to be in Grandma's chat, so I will be in Grandma's chat tomorrow morning, my time, 6 o'clock my time, which is 1 a.m. Eastern. So I'll see everybody there, and I'm going to say good night to everybody because it is quite late here now, actually, and I'm going to leave. So thank you very much for having me, Jerry, and we will work again And then
Thank you. Hugs and squishes to beautiful Lainey. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, let me.
Well, that was fun. Now that I learned how to put on people into the chat, does anybody else want to come on, or shall I cut off the live stream? It was interesting listening to Cass's story as well. How we see people just for that brief moment of a video or a short. But when we hear people expound, I like it. And I like the interaction. This was fun. Thank you very much for coming on, George and Cass. And of course, Lainey. Lainey, you didn't trigger me, not to worry in that regard. But I remember those days eating all the crisps all the time. Let's see what we have here. I was showing and highlighting the chat as everybody was talking, so you got to see everybody's chat. I went off nearly every med under carnivore, and I'm unrecognizable to anyone today, including myself. This is me. This is the me I never was able to be. Ditto here, BB. Same thing. I can't believe I am I'm buying extra large shirts and wearing large shirts myself, and I can't believe the scale. I had to do a revamp of the TDEE, and I do the Kelly Hogan version of the total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. It's different than the stuff that you see on the internet. I do the Kelly Hogan, specifically carnivore. So when I was done with the fast, I never adjusted my TDEE, and I was still eating the amount to be able to keep my weight. I had to readjust my weight. That's something pardon me for readjusting myself. I've been sitting a little too long. That's something I needed to do because I want to continue to lose weight, not so much to get that target number of what Mayo Clinic wants me to be 170 to 175, not that much. I just want to be able to feel healthy. So for me, the trigger of me eating a full bag of crisps or Lay's potato chips with a 16-ounce container of sour cream, I don't want that next day feeling. Cass was saying the puffiness, the swelling isn't so much what you see on the camera. It's not a vanity reason. I don't like feeling that in my joints, in my hands, in my shoulders. I don't like the whole other day spending in the bathroom. If you know, you know. I haven't said that all day today during this entire stream. That's why I stay focused to this way of eating. I can't go back because I don't want to feel that same cruddy way that I felt for so long. So long. Let's catch up with a couple more of the chat comments. Enjoy the movie. Great live today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was cool. I also have StreamYard. Excellent. Good night, Mason. Good night, Mason. Precious Biscuit. I love that for you. Absolutely. That is so good, Biscuit, says Helix. I sometimes end up watching my YouTube videos and not realizing that it's me. It's weird, but cool. Yeah, I see the videos that I did past tense and the clothes that I burnt that I remember burning. That's my thing. If I guess I could sell them. I guess they're always in good condition. But that action of me physically burning the clothes was me saying I can't go back because I did it twice. I lost 163 pounds twice. I can't do it a third time. I refuse to. I want to stay in Wonderland, as they say. I don't want to go to Tudorland. I want to keep, if I see the 200, it will tell me, oh, you got to readjust something. So what I had to do was put in my age, my height, inches, feet, inches, weight, how much activity do I do? And this last week, my activity was very poor because, hello, I got burnt from the ice and the cold. So my activity level was way down. My job is doing a lot of sitting and listening to you guys on YouTube. I had to readjust my figures. So when I got my TDEE right, the scale went down again. So end of the fast, I was 198. Today I got on the scale, I was 199. I gained the 7 pounds after the fast because I always do. But I'm going to rein it in. Redid the TDEE. That's so important about my Kelly class to me. Continuing on with the class, doing the workbook, even offering it to people like I did to Barbara and to Mason as gifts during the Christmas party that I did, because that book they can save forever and use that as a resource. When Barbara spoke about her breathing, in a video this last week, I was so excited and proud of her. Now, I commented on it before listening to her complete video because I thought she actually jumped ahead in the workbook, the Kelly Hogan workbook, but she was talking about another individual where they were teaching about breathing. Now, Mason and Barbara, you will learn that on Monday, your class that's upcoming. But please, by all means, keep that book. Download it to your device, whether it's your handheld phone or your laptop computer, and use that as a resource. And you'll find, as I found, once you lose weight, you have to redo the TDEE. You have to eat more fat, which is totally different than we have ever learned all of our life. Remember, I was born in 1961. In the 70s, they weren't eating the fat. You got to eat the fat to lose the fat. I know it. I'm living proof. I ate a lot of fatty beef, fatty lamb this week, fatty burgers, dipping it into the fat when it's hot is not good. Eating frozen beef tallow is way better for me than eating the hot stuff. If you know, you know. Second time I used it today. Everybody say goodbye to everybody as I'm rambling on and not talking about Biscuit. No prescriptions, but off of the painkillers. That's for me too incredible. What's next? Are we rating a channel? I don't know. Should we be rating somebody, you guys? Awesome, Wendy. Priceless in itself. BB goes, I don't look at the old pictures or videos of me or I'll cry. That's how I felt too. I burnt a lot of my pictures. The physical pictures, the stuff that's on the internet, I just don't look at it either. I was one way for so many decades and now I'm different. I still have a ways to go, but I feel human again. I hear you 100%. Yes. Absolutely. Awesome line, BB. It would make a nice shirt or a Barb song. Wonderful. I understand completely, Biscuit, says my friend Xana. I can't even look at myself in the mirror. I looked at myself in the mirror and have saw the fat Jerry up until last year. Last year, I'm seeing the thin Jerry now. And it blows my mind to look at the clothes that say large, put it on my body and see it drapes my body differently. Huge. I was prescribed so many painkillers, Wendy, says BB Bride's Biscuit. I was numb through and through for far too long. Fact. Okay, Helix says, Carnivore Jerry, I get the burning of the clothes. I used to buy tiny mirrors and throw those away every time I met an achievement. I was gaining a better default person and then a better person as a whole. Wow. Wow. Is there anybody that we should be rating that you guys know of? It is 3:21 right now. Or any other questions that you guys have? Oh, I gotta tell you guys about my new client this week. Oh, my Lanta, the new kid. He's 23 years old. He's on a totally different program. His doctor gave him a diagnosis because I told him all I am is a Dr. Kilt's graduate of nutrition, the proper human diet, the way people have been eating for years and years and years. So please don't expect me to feed you any processed foods, anything in a bag, anything that's got a list of ingredients. I plan on feeding you food for the week. 2 meals a day. Breakfast, we start at 2:00 in the afternoon. So I made him a high protein breakfast, and then I gave him lunch, which is our dinner time at 6:30 until 6:50. Let me get my times right. And one day he had orientation. He wasn't there. Yesterday he called in because of the weather. So I had 3 days to be able to teach him. And I saw him eating the Pringles. George, he was eating Pringles one day. He came into the break room and got that. The next day he was dousing his steak in ketchup. And I told him that I want you to just eat these things. It's only 4 or 5 days, which really was 3 days. And well, I should have guessed the first day. I told him, I says, well, the first day, the cost is going to be $25 for me to feed you 2 meals for $25 for 5 days. I know what you guys are thinking out there. You're gasping. Wait a minute. Yeah. Then he says to me, oh, I don't have the money. I'll pay you on Friday. That was yesterday. He called it. It is what it is. It's the weather. So I don't think he's going to be continuing on with me as a client. He's a young kid. He was warned by his doctor that he needed up his potassium levels, up his electrolytes, stay away from the sugar, stay away from the coffee, definitely stop drinking the electrolyte drinks. But he did it all. He caved in this mirror, MERE, 5 days that I got a chance to feed him. There we go. Just tiny compact mirrors, nothing too big for the mirror phase. There we go. And then BB is saying to Xana, I will look again one day, and I know it will be cathartic when I can process it. Take care, George. That was great. Fantastic to meet Cass. So many lovely people on this wonderful international community. Absolutely. And I was just like, oh, George, keep talking to me, George. Yeah, whatever you say. Lady, you could talk to me for a day too, and I would love your voices just to talk. I love their voices. Thank you for coming on today. Mason, yes. Thanks again. Thank you for coming on, Mason. Thank you so much. Breathing is hard to do for me. I was just as proud of Barb too. Absolutely. The mouth taping, I did that. Kelly told me to do that. The box breathing, I do it all the time. And I do it. It's so natural now to breathe the right way. And I love it. And I know it's beneficial as opposed to me, how I used to be sleeping drooling, the drool, the sleep, the noise, all the things. It was just something. I did. There we go. Thank you. Thumbs up. Carnivore Jerry, I think you'd love Dave Asprey's Heavily Meditated. It talks about meditation classes and breathing. Interesting. I think, is it an Audible book? Because I do the Audible things a lot. Well, my OSHA ears, as I call it. I would consider it. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. I couldn't do the walks that Barbara does. She is truly amazing, and she is an absolute warrior. 100%. That's why I felt to stop the 10 o'clock hour, because I'd rather listen to Barbara. I enjoy Barbara so much to the point that she's soothing to be able to fall asleep to. And like Amy does, if I hear her, I can easily fall asleep to it. It's not that she bores me. Her spirit relaxes me. And for that, I'm appreciative for Barbara's channel. After IT band inflammation, I ended up in physical therapy, and they taught me to use KT tapes. They taught me to use that too for me for therapy, but it didn't help me, Wendy. And I know it helps some people. For me, it didn't help me. Well, I had a bigger space on my back itch situation too, so it didn't work for me. LOL. Have a good evening and stay safe, everybody, and stay warm. Thank you, Kelly. You too, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night, Kelly. Good night. I still use tapes a bit, but that's a bit spendy. Now, are you talking about the tapes you were just talking about? Because I've been blabbering my mouth, or the mouth tapes? Kelly Broken Carnivore, good to see you, says Helix. There's Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Hello. Hi, how are you? Good that you have popped onto the scene. Hello to you. Yes, said Mason. I quite literally feel like I'm picking up my life from the 1970s, where it first started to derail. Ding, ding, ding for me too. And then hurled off a cliff into the 9 circles of hell. This is the success story, though. I have such a fondness for seeing you on the chats and hearing your story and hearing you talk to us. You have a lovely spirit, Bride's Biscuit, and I'm happy to call you my internet friend, my chat friend. Thank you. Carnivore Jerry, he might like Tony Food for Thought. Interesting. Is Tony Food for Thought a channel? Interesting. Even over-the-counter painkillers are a disaster. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Pringles were definitely part of my downfall. The United States Marine Corps / PX introduced me to Pringles and Goobers Semper Fi. My daddy was a Marine. I think I told you that before. World War II. George, LOL. Yes, I know those. Ha ha. That's how I am with George. Just keep talking. I know. Oh, George, keep talking. Or if I'd listen to Lainey, keep talking, Lainey. You get mesmerized by their voices. Just lovely. Lovely. I love the Marines, but they can be pretty messed up. True that. I have to readjust myself. Sorry, I don't have ants in my pants, but the back is a little woo-woo. Which mouth tape do I use? I don't use mouth tape. All it is, that's the thing. That's for me what makes it cheap. All I use is, I think I'll do a short and then get it up online. All it is tape that you get it when you put the gauze down, say you're bleeding or you have something that you have to keep your skin dry, and that type of breathable tape, that's the key. Breathable tape. It's just tape that you get at a drugstore. And I take maybe this much and I put that on So cheap. I bought the Breathe Right nose strips, but I found myself sweating. Not that I'm hot, but the Breathe Right would become disengaged from my nose. I'd go to bed with a clean face. I wouldn't put moisturizer on my nose, but I would sweat it right off. So all it is tape that you tape on your skin. That's it, Mason. So cheap. Right in a regular hardware. No, drugstore tape. So cheap, so economical. And the Kelly Hogan video on Monday, it will be a good class. The last class for you guys, but it's going to be a good one. Here's Helix. It is Audible. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much. I will look into that. Wendy, I was attached to Radio Recon Platoon, 1 MEF, United States Marine Corps out of Hawaii. I spent Christmas 1990 with them on the Saudi-Kuwait border. Interesting. I love stories. Love stories. Then you've known some messed up guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Carnivore Jerry, your 23-year-old client will be like MOTM. I don't know what MOTM is. It is a channel. MOTM. It is a channel. Tony Food for Thought. I'm sorry, Helix. Oh, all these. I forgot what MOTM means. That's okay. I guess I can Google it. I can probably ask Mr. Google about it. Carnivore Jerry, you need to walk around and come back. Yeah, I hear you. I feel antsy in the pantsy. Awesome. Thanks, Jerry. My pleasure. Absolutely. They know more things to do with C4 than I do. Not explaining that. LOL. Great. And BB says, when Barbara starts singing Puff at Night, I float off like a swaddled baby. LOL. So does Amy. Same thing. Same thing. But no idea what the different meds are. Yeah, me and meds, no meeting of the minds. Yay! Thank you, Xana. Xana to the rescue. It's like Amy to the rescue, Xana to the rescue. Meeting of the minds. Thank you. Wow. It's been a totally fun afternoon. I know it's exactly 3:33 and 33 seconds right now. So if that isn't kismet, I don't know what is. That used to be my mother's favorite number, 333. She would say, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. She would kiss my dad 3 times for I love you. That would be 3. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So now you got my whole life according to my mother's perspective with the 3s. So that's telling me something right there for sure. You're welcome, says Xana. Thank you. It never makes me sleepy. LOL. Wendy, we were all messed up. War leaves its mark. My buddy was Scotty from Idaho. I also remember Trav from St. Petersburg. He was sponsored by his local Hooters. Another thing, you learn something every day. Totally true. Helix says, sorry, his channel is actually Tony Stewart Coaching. I bet you I've heard it. I bet you I have. Let me get this on. Oops. Hey, Google. What is Tony Stewart Coaching? I'll leave that up right now. Kind of as a note, if you will. Oh, they're saying here. This is according to Mr. Google. Tony Stewart is not currently serving as a formal coach. Instead, he is primarily focused on his own driving career and team ownership. What? No, this must not be right. As of 2026, his active roles include top fuel driver, a team owner, NASCAR return. Is this the same person? Tony Stewart coaching? Because I'm thinking it's not, but I don't know. According to Mr. Google, I can't say the whole word because then he'll perk up. Okay, Wendy's saying when I talk tapes, it's KT tapes or coach tape. Got it. Meat of the matter. Oh boy. My brain is here to stay. Yay, carnivore. Yay. Isn't that the truth? That's how I felt for 40 days. Again, as I was trying to explain to George and all of you, I would not tell anybody to ever, in a coaching client situation, as I am a certified Dr. Kiltz coach. With that being said, that's the only thing I can do. I am not a medical professional. All I do is try to help people belly to belly, face to face with my coaching technique, because for me, it's like real estate. I'm face to face with you. I'm helping you buy a house. I'm helping you sell a house. I'm helping you lose weight because of your wants and your needs, as I know what I've been learned from the Kiltz Mighty Tribe coaching, that I'm certified from taking the course and doing it. That's my credentials. With that being said, I think I'm a kind of a fun person in real life. You rarely will get to see me unless we do meetups. And in that case, you're going to see the real me live and in person, which will be a fun thing. So, my first lady that I started coaching, she only wanted 3 months. She has lost a total of 18 pounds in 3 months, which is fabulous. She doesn't feel she needs to continue on because I've given her all the tools it takes. I did not feed her. She's local in Eau Claire, local. I did not feed her 2 meals a day for a week or 3 months is the case. Her type of coaching was geared towards meeting her needs, what she wanted, that we went step by step by step. She's got the tools to be able to continue on. She knows she can always come back to me. I choose Kelly Hogan as my personal coach, like I choose you guys as my friends, as my internet family. I choose to be with you because I think it's important to have this bond that we have, to be able to bounce things off each other. I value our friendship. I truly do. Let me finish the rest of the chats. So, how my brain was on fasting, too, was lit up on fire. I just can't go back to being a sugar burner. I can't do it. I refuse to feel that bad. I refuse to be triggered to eat that full bag of Lay's potato chips and sour cream anymore. I refuse it. It did taste good at the time, but not the next day. So I don't need it. I don't need it. Ooh, Lioness. That's a new one for me. Thanks. Xana, he's good. He is good. It's recon. Trust me. Bye, everyone. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you, Mason, for coming. I'm sorry that I was so long-winded. I didn't get a chance to do a lot of the chat in a more timely manner. I apologize. I'm blessed to call you my internet friend, Jerry, as so many of you are. However, my journey takes me. I will always remain thankful that I got a chance to spend some of my time with you all. Thank you. He is in Canada. Then they've got Mark. I think he's Scottish. And they've got Handsome Gentleman on there, possibly from the UK. Well, Helix, you're a young lady, so she be looking. She be checking out the boys. That's good. Take care, Mason, says Bride's Biscuit, of course. And Xana says, different Tony. Put in Tony Stewart Carnivore. He's Canadian. Thank you. Again, thanks, Xana. Hey, Google. Tell me about Tony Stewart Carnivore. Thank you. It says something went wrong. Tony Stewart is not currently known for being on the carnivore diet. Historically, Stewart has joked about his diet consisting of soda and junk food. No, I have to do something to this, because I will listen to your advice on the YouTube, put down all the information once I log off of StreamYard. Thank you so much, Santa. Thank you so much. Different Tony. Absolutely. Bye, Mason. Bye, everybody. I chose Kelly Hogan to wake me up in the mornings, most mornings. If she could give me a personal wake-up alarm in her voice, that would make my day. LOL. George says, Wendy, correct. A long recon, totally different from the British version, recce, both short for reconnaissance. And BB says, I freaking love Kelly Hogan. Me too, brother. She was one of the OGs that helped me in this space. For me, it was the Funkster. So good. Terry girl. Hey, Terry girl. Hi. Thank you for coming on. This is water right here. You haven't drank water in 3 hours. Well, not that I saw it. You need the water. Absolutely. And it's probably down to here. You are right. And that's salt water. That's all it is. Thank you. Well, that's what the Google says anyway. I will do that after I get off the stream. Thank you so much, Xana. Kelly Hogan brought me to carnivore. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that joined me today during this live. I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know we'll be talking tomorrow because, well, I'm going to do another live at nooner to catch up for time. And I want to be able to start off talking about some of my client experiences the last 3 months. Now that I have 4 clients, technically the kid who he's done, my first lady, she'll be done in February. So I'm down to 2 clients. So I asked them if they felt comfortable, and they all said no, doing YouTube. Now, my first lady, she'll come on to some of the chats and she'll talk about little things. She'll make little comments here and there, but she's busy in her life, of course. And the Spirit moved me. I'm going to church. Peace out, fam. Gotta run with daughter. God bless you. Thank you so much, Bride's Biscuit. I appreciate it. It's in my links on YouTube. Yes, Helix. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've learned with my mom, we retain water a long time. Miss Hogan has great energy. She surely does, Wendy. She is a force. Man, she box jumps. She does. What did she say she weighs? I think she said she's under 135 pounds right now, and she's as tall as me, so I think that's very svelte. But Kelly Hogan doesn't look sickly, which I would look sickly at 135, but I'd have a lot of skin hanging, and that's just so wrong. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Please, by all means, stay warm. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Hugs and kisses. See you tomorrow at 12 noon. 12 until 3 only because we have to watch Kelly. So see you tomorrow. Hugs and kisses. Keep warm. Bye-bye. Angels on your pillow. What am I thinking? I can't say that too early. Tonight, angels on your pillows.